19 of here in COTA, Circuit of the Americas, Austin, Texas, or the United States Grand Prix. It's got so many names, hasn't it? But what we do know is it is the land of opportunity. Well, tonight the opportunity is going to be limited, as there will not be anyone crowned champions tonight, whether that is constructors or drivers then, because mathematically that is impossible tonight. But we might have to hold on these celebrations for for tonight or Tuesday, as that is where it's really going to get feisty, isn't it? But tonight it might be a step in the right direction for Emerson, and tonight is also pivotal as well for Granty, as of course if Emerson wins and Granty doesn't score any points, he is out of the championship officially, and that is the double world champion. The last 2 seasons he has really owned ALR, hasn't he? But goodness me, this season he could be finding himself on the outside looking in with the just 3 races to go after tonight's event then, as of course now we're on the other side of the world, don't we, now, as we take our tour of the America, don't we, before we go from United States. Then we go down to Mexico before ending our tour at the Brazilian Grand Prix, before we head on to the other side of the world in Abu Dhabi then for the final showdown as well. And the question is, will there be a championship still up for grabs then? I'm not too sure about bronze or silver, but I am still quite confident that this one is far from done in gold then. And of course that's what it's meant to be, isn't it? And from a show, I love it. Let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? As we've got the circuit map in front of us as well. 20 turns around this 3.4 mile circuit. And Charles Leclerc has got the fast up the moment. Now, of course, that's not going to be broken this season in F1, is it? Unfortunately, as they ain't allowed in America after this very unusual season, isn't it? Which is coming to close, which I've quite enjoyed Formula 1 this season. It's been really good, hasn't it? To return to some of the old favourite circuits. Anyway, enough about that. Let's go through the drivers and the constructors, shall we? And of course, Emerson still leading. Albeit he didn't get past turn 1 last time out, did he? Hopefully he can get a bit further this time. Pease in second position. Pease missed last time, didn't he? He is 40 points back still. Granty, as we said, then he doesn't want to leave America, being out of the championship already, does he? He's 10 points behind Pease, but he's 50 points behind Emerson. Only 3 drivers could win the drivers' championship in gold now. Alhan, a superb first season in gold. Then I think that he's been absolutely magnificent, hasn't he? Same with Mr. Elite as well. This is Mr. Elite's 50th Grand Prix start in ALR tonight, and I've got to say, fantastic stuff indeed there. And of course, we've already talked about Mr. Elite's amazing driving career in ALR. Of course, he debuted way back in Spain of season 1. Goodness me! I got to say, before I started this, I wasn't able to grow facial hair. So absolutely brilliant stuff. Both me and Mr. Elite have definitely evolved over the years, haven't we? Mr. Elite's only 25 points off 4th position as well. Good stuff indeed. He's got in front of Caesar, who has dropped down to 6th, and Clarkie's amazing run of form in the latter stage of the season has been absolutely magnificent. He is 7th at the moment in the championship, only 11 points behind Caesar. Jonathan is best performance of the season last time out. Can he continue his good run of form now and climb up the stands? Milan in 9th position, he's dropped down 2 positions, and Farshot as well. Farf is only 10 points behind Farshot in 11th position, and Diego Moon up at 4 positions. And FIFA, Nigel, Tango, and Equals has all dropped down a position, unfortunately. Munford is just in the relegation zone by a hair at the moment, because Kingdom is really marching on, isn't he? He's only 5 points behind now. Indian Jesus and Nightwing needs to get off the mark here tonight as well. But unfortunately, that is not going to be the case, is it? In the constructor standings, again, Renault cannot win the championship, so, but if Renault do win the constructors this season, that means that they are the most successful ALR constructors team in ALR history. Then good stuff indeed. Then we've got Renault we got Red Bull in 2nd position there, and they are 72 points back at the moment. AlphaTauri are just about in the constructors fight. Then Williams are also Williams Race Support are technically in it as well, but they're over 100 points respectively behind the team now, aren't they? Behind Renault. Mercedes in 6th position. Then McLaren are 7th. Ferrari is in 8th position. It's a ding dong battle between those two rivalries, isn't it? Lovely stuff indeed. Alfa Romeo 9th position, and Haas, which we're just watching on screen now, of course, their home Grand Prix. I've been propping at the table more often than not this season, while they're they are on level points with 108 points with Alfa Romeo as well. And of course, Alfa Romeo, I was expecting to be a big player in the Constructors Championship this year, but that just shows how much I know, doesn't it, really? Of course, then, as we're just taking a look at the Indian GC just starting off with lap then, and let's just put into, the conversation about the times around here. The all-time lap record was set back in Season 2. This is only third running of the United States Grand Prix in ALR Gold. Of course, we did do this race back in Season 1, did we? We had a 18-round calendar, and of course, the United States was not on that calendar. But Fisher's got the fast lap of the race, and of course, Fisher, a former Grand Prix winner in ALR, wasn't he? 34.5 then is the fastest race lap record, I should say then. And in terms of the all-time lap record, it is actually set by I think it's set by Glock, isn't it? It is indeed there, a 31 flat then. Are we going to get that broken tonight then? Well, let's find out, shall we? As we're just watching Indian GC then come up into turn 1 as well. If anyone remembers last season, it was I gotta say, it was quite a frightful turn 1, wasn't it? Goodness me, there was action all over the show, wasn't there? As unfortunately Glock is one and only starting at gold, didn't end too well as he was in the wall before he even get going, really, which is a shame, really, because I was looking forward to the to Glock in Golden, but unfortunately that never transpired, did it? As Indian GC is just finishing the first sector, so let's go through the comments, shall we? Goodness me, I haven't even interacted with you guys yet, have I? And I think we should put that right now then. Jonathan, good evening, John. Hello, Jonathan. Now, of course, his first podium finish of the season last time out for Jonathan in Japan, I should say, the land of the rising sun, and good stuff indeed for Jonathan. Of course, he's had 2 pole positions as well this season. Great pole position last time out in Japan as well. I think that's probably one of his best of his career as well. He's had 11 now, hasn't he, Jonathan? That's impressive stuff indeed then. Sam, hello, Sam, of course, a former ALR driver as well, of course, debuted back in Monaco season 2, I think. Unfortunately, he's had some technical issues in the latter stage of the season, which is why he has not driven in the latter races, has he? And I think that Indian Jesus actually took his seat, didn't he, on board with Indian Jesus now with 19 cars set on the grid as well. Good stuff indeed then. Of course, it's also Ghost's home Grand Prix here tonight as well. Lovely jubbly indeed then. Indian Jesus coming across the line. There is the finish line. It's a 31-1. We're 10th of a second away from the all-time record already then. So I've got to say, kicking things off very quickly indeed. Mumford is second and in the second. Williams at the moment now. Good stuff indeed from Mumford. He started off in the Alfa Romeo, didn't he, before transferring over to the Williams team. Talking of Alfa Romeo, there's Milan now going fast then, and that is not the all-time lap record just yet then. We're very close already, goodness me then, as Milan there has gone fastest so far then. And in the 31s, then, very nip and tuck so far. I'm loving these times then. Brilliant. We got Tango, who is just coming through the final turn as well. We're on board with Tango then. Out of the final turn, and 2 DRS zones around here, and that is the all-time lap record right away. 6 minutes into this event, and we've already broken records. Good stuff indeed then. So Tango has the all-time lap record around here then. Let's see if we can hold on to it then. Diego has gone full fast mode. Good performance out from Diego last time out, and he is the reason why Haas are now right in the mix, aren't they? So can Indian and Indian Jesus and Diego get themselves some major points here tonight then. Mr. Elite then, he's invalidated his first time then, so we'll keep an eye on what Mr. Elite can do then. We're just watching Granty, the double world champion then, and he's on the outside looking at it at the moment, and he's 50 points behind Emerson then at this stage of proceedings. Said he wants to still be in the championship, doesn't he? We got Bulky Volcano, gonna be a great race. We got Tango, Evening Sean in the land where your sister is your one true love fan. It could also be known as the Forest of Dean as well. We've got we have got Ben saying, evening Jonathan. We've also got Rogue Ghost saying, you can see by the dawn's early like that. And we've also got Becca, evening as well. Gordo, hello everyone. And of course it's Ghost there, a very proud American, isn't he, as well? So good stuff to see Ghost there driving in his home race tonight as well. Clarky, dry then. Good luck Gold, sup Sean, hello Equals as well. As we've also got Gunnar saying, evening everyone. And we've got Granty, hello husband. I hope you had a fine dinner. I'm hanging today. Messy night on FIFA 21. Oh, I know those feelings about messy nights on FIFA. Luckily, I've hung up my FIFA boots now. Really, I was even fed up about. But there you go then. Because I think that's really my ultimate team's not going very well at all. That's just me then. Ayrton saying, I hope we could see some speed tonight. Like it was last night in Monaco, Sean. Let's just say it didn't end for me very well in Monaco. I must say, and I lived up to my name last night. I'm ginger and I rage. Gordo saying, this is quite a nice track then. Serious Mushroom, even though sorry to hear Nosey is stepping down as admin. Yeah, that's such disappointment since Nosey took the reins. He was, I think he was admin towards the end of season 1, wasn't he? As Granty has done a 41 there. Good stuff indeed there from Granty. Alhan is on track as well. So we've also got a Renault of Emerson out there as well. Jonathan is just invalidated this time, so we keep an eye on what Jonathan does. Clarkey, Fireshot, and Kingzone also coming down the back straight as well. Yeah, Nosey was a part of the admin team towards the end of season 1. I think season 2 was I think after Azerbaijan in season 2 is where he really stepped up his admin roles out, didn't he? And he has transformed it from a good league into an absolutely spectacular league, in my opinion. Honestly, he's done a really good job there. Of course, he's now made us a lot more professional, hasn't we? We're not the party league anymore. Well, we're not like we're not like as Red Bull call themselves as Zigtango's back in session. We're not the party league anymore. We are the serious league anyway. But of course, the most important word of this league, I would say, is fun with a capital F. Kingdome has gone fourth with a capital F. Good stuff indeed. Well, Emerson now, goodness me. Well, he has definitely put everyone in their place at the moment. A great. Oh, goodness me. That is not a good at all. That it's, I think that somebody's got into the wall. It's the inside there as well. It's Milan there. And Milan there, of course, he's been on pole position 3 times this season. And unfortunately, he has gone into the same wall which Fiat went into back in 2015. Remember, it was wet that day. Well, not today, though. Clarkey comes across the line. And Clarkey goes fast as well. I think that Clarkey is definitely someone to be looking out for maybe a season contender next season. He's been absolutely fine style, hasn't he, in the AlphaTauri, but unfortunately Milan is the first one to go into the wall as well. Of course, I wasn't expecting many incidents in this race. Of course, there's a modern circuit, back in 2012 was when we first started racing around here, but and the barriers, apart from Sector 1, I would say are quite far away from the track, really. You're going to have an almighty shunt, aren't you? Yeah, just going back to North that. Yeah, of course, he's transformed this league, done a fantastic job as well, hasn't he? So it's a shame to see him step down. Shame for him to see him step down then, but I'm sure that Farf and Dan would do a fantastic job next season, wouldn't they? Clarkey then, at the moment, then is just a fast as one, and Ghost there's invalidated this time as well. Mr. Elite starting his 50th Grand Prix race here tonight. Lovely stuff indeed then. And, of course, so we've got Serious Mushroom saying, I like the track, but the penalties around here are silly then. Red Boat saying, what track isn't disgusting? What track isn't ridiculous with penalties out there? All disgusting. I think Monaco's alright, actually, isn't it? But oh, goodness me, then. And we almost had equals going to the back there of the pace setter so far. Clarkey, goodness me, that definitely woke him up. It woke me up anyway. And, so just on board, so our camera racer. Hello, Sean. Hello, all. Good luck to and great racing, and good luck to Red Bull as well. So just on board as well. It's a serious question there. Great lap there from Granty there. Only 10 seconds to find out. I think that Granty there was probably just putting in a banker, wasn't it? Here's Mr. Elite then. He is 5th in the Drivers' Championship, and as we mentioned, his 50th Grand Prix started tonight from Mr. Elite. Fantastic. He's half a century now, isn't he? Great job indeed there from Mr. Elite, and of course he's had 7 Driver of the Day awards as well, which is pretty good. Especially well, really, it's very difficult to have a Driver of the Day award, isn't it? So I'd say that's almost a 5th of its races, really, isn't it? So almost a 5th. So that's good stuff indeed. That's a great start, isn't it? I love that. Lovely. Pains said evening. Hello, Pains as well. I've had a lovely plate of spaghetti and meatballs tonight. Ah, that's a spicy meatball, and it really I really enjoyed myself. And I had a bit of garlic bread as well there. Luckily, I'm not a vampire. Otherwise, I think I'll be sizzling right now. Even though I do feel like a vampire, especially when the sun is out. And of course, it's a lovely day here in Austin as well, isn't it? Goodness me, good job I'm not out there. Otherwise, I'll be like roast bacon, won't I? As you'll have to peel me off the track. So good job I'm not out there. Goodness me. But I think that in terms of the races down here, we've only had one wet race, haven't we, in the history of the United States Grand Prix over here? And of course that was 2015, wasn't it? Or it was an intermediate racetrack, wasn't it, really? Because it was an absolute deluge in 2015. I remember sitting there for the whole of qualifying, waiting for something that never happened, really, which is the story of my life. But yes, so it was absolutely deluging down. I remember that night quite well, because I had to dash off at 8, and I thought, oh yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. Qualifying started about 6, be done by 7. I'll be in and out, no problem at all, because I was watching it in the pub, and yeah. But there you go. Anyway, just watching Equals out as he's coming through turn 18 there. It's a model of the infamous turn 8 at the Istanbul circuit, which of course where Formula 1 2 last weekend, wasn't it? So we've got 3 more rounds to go, haven't we? a fun one. Of course, we got 2 races in Bahrain as Equals has gone at 10th fastest now in the Alfa Romeo. Good stuff indeed there. Granty is back out on his second bite of cherry. He's already second up in the first intermediate split time. Jonathan is invalidated his lap. We've got Fire Shot Ryan then, who is coming down the back straight as well. As we mentioned, 2 DRS zones around this circuit on the start finish straight and down this a very long back straight as well. I have a feeling this is where a lot of the overtaking will be done in this race then, as we're just watching the McLaren as well. And of course, I was talking about Alfa Romeo and how disappointing they've been this season. Same for McLaren as well. I thought McLaren had an absolutely incredible duo with Jonathan and Fire Shot. It's very rare to have 2 teammates who've won races, haven't they? But that is exactly what the McLaren team had. They also had 2 drivers who were really good. They've qualified as well. Jonathan, the all-time record holder in gold there with 11 pole positions to his name then. Fire Shot, do not go out too wide out of turn 19 now, because you will get a track invalidation, won't you? You get a slap on the wrist as well. DRS for Fire Shot. He goes 7th fastest now, just behind Kingdom. Of course, Kingdom is fitting in beautifully well in gold. I think he's done a really good job. Kingdom has in the Ferrari. Absolutely splendid stuff indeed there. What about Granty as he comes out the final turn then, and he has improved much better. He is in 4th fastest now for the Williams. Lovely stuff indeed then. Ghost is having another bite of cherry as well. We've got Fire Shot. No, we haven't. We got the other McLaren, and here comes Murphy. This is Murphy's 69th Grand Prix start here tonight as well. And that's in gold alone, by the way. So good stuff indeed there from Dan Murphy, and a great number indeed, isn't it? Fire Shot then is I keep saying Fire Shot every time I see an F. It's Fire Fair who's out on circuit as well. But here's Dan Murphy then. Of course, if he races next week in Mexico, that will be his 70th Grand Prix start as well. Good stuff indeed there for Dan Murphy as he is breaking down into I think it's turn 12, that is. LH Shalom. Hello, LH. We've also got Sarah Merchant saying that's better there for Granty as well. As I keep knocking, I got to say, I think I need a microphone that's a bit shorter there, because I move my hands when I'm talking, and it looks like I'm a conductor kind of thing, like do kind of thing. So I need to. As Emerson is retired from the session, but he is okay. He's in the pits out for with 4 minutes to go. Then, I'm like a conductor because I have to move my hands about. Because I gotta say, when I first started doing this shtick, I didn't actually move my hands about at all. I just sat completely still, and you can kind of hear it that I'm not very excitable when I first started this. But the more I move my hands, the more excited I get. Right, we're just watching Fire Shot there. Lovely purple helmet there from Fire Shot. Then in the Ferrari as well. No, then it's Far. I got Fire Shot on the brain here tonight. I don't know what's wrong with me. Goodness me. But there you go. Well, Fire Shot's in 8th position. If any of you Fire Shot fans wants to know. But here comes Far out of the final turn. And oh my goodness me, put on too much welly there, and he is down in 12th position at the moment. Then he probably lost quite a bit of time there. We're all in the 31s already. It's very nip and tuck there. 2nd and 7/10 separates from 1st to 14th at the moment. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Caesar's in the pits at the moment. We got FIFA who's out on circuit as well as he's accelerating away. Of course, I think Caesar does have a qualifying ban, doesn't he? So it looks like it's going to be back again. It's going to be Red Bull once again, who had 2 super subs last time, didn't they, in Japan? And unfortunately, they are losing ground on the constructors now as well. Remember that Red Bull did win the first ever Constructors World Champions back in season 1 there. Jonathan has just made his feelings known about this circuit there. He is not very happy at all there. I gotta say, I'm not a big lover of the circuit personally, and to be honest, I think that there's been some better United States Grand Prix circuit. I quite like the one in Phoenix really, but I don't think it really didn't get the most exciting race in the world, did it? But it looked like a really good track to drive. I quite like that one. And of course, that was the day where Jean Alesi really announced himself to the world there, and really took it to Ayrton Senna, didn't he? I think it was, wasn't it 1991 season, wasn't it, where it really took hold of I think it was, wasn't it? The season 1 opener, wasn't it, in 1991 there, possibly. And the other track, of course, was at the Indianapolis back in 2000. And it was 2000, wasn't it, where they debuted? The infield was a bit Mickey Mouse-ish, wasn't it? I got to say, I'm not really a fan of the Mickey, but the infield there. But of course, the bank in there from. I think it was from turn 13, wasn't it, onwards. There was only a 15-turn course there, wasn't it? And really, from the banking onwards, it was absolutely brilliant. I love the banking at the end there. Unfortunately, the Michelins didn't love it, did they? Of course, if we talk about the American Grand Prix, you have to talk about that shambles of a race back in 2005, where only 6 cars took part, didn't they? With all the Michelin runners, because Michelin had, I think they had 7 of the 10 teams that season, didn't they? The only teams that were on Bridgestone back then was Ferrari, George, Jordan and the Minardi team, and that was I think that was the first time where a Portuguese driver was on the podium, wasn't it, if I'm not very much mistaken, of Tiago Monteiro then. But yeah, that was a horrific Grand Prix, and I've got to say I was very intrigued. I did watch it all the way through the end there, as sad as you are, but I got to say I was quite interested to see what the aftermath of it was as well. But yeah, it was a bit of a shambles, wasn't it, that race? Ghost Search is coming down the back straight as well, isn't he? As just watching Tango saying, if you can sound how you do it, it would be a miracle if you didn't move your hands there. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm trying this. I tried when I first started to do this shtick. I thought all you gotta do is just sit still and just talk about cars going around the circuit there, which I did to begin with. But yeah, I do need to move my hands there. We've also got there's a serious person saying you got to keep keeping validating your lap there. Ghost is left there a bit late as well. Farfar's retired from the session there, and Farfar, I've got to say, is a very brave man there. Goodness me, I've got to say, I'll be very nervous if I was Farfar. And here comes Ghost then on his home track as well. Where can he put himself? Only 17th fast at the moment. He is out of qualifying at the moment. And we've already lost Caesar, and we're on board with the man who was on pole position last time. Well, last time out in Japan, where at the moment Jonathan is not going to be on pole position because he's not going to be in the conversation for qualifying 3, is he? If he doesn't get this nap nailed in, then so out of qualifying then is Milan. He of course binned it where Fiat binned it in 2015. Equals is out as well. Ghost is currently out then, but they both got time for one more run then. Caesar has got a qualifying ban as well for being a naughty Red Bull driver. So there's Jonathan now comes down the back straight as well, breaking down to second gear there, 50 miles an hour then before accelerating away, going a bit wide then now into the technical part of the circuit. This is more of a point and squirt section now, isn't it? As they call it, and I think that this part of the circuit I quite like, to be honest, because it really bunches up the cars, doesn't it? Diego has just gone into a very competitive full fast lane. Good 17 there from Diego. I've got to say, both Haas were doing a cracking job last time in Japan, and they should have got probably more points than what they deserve, more points than what they got then. Jonathan going wide into turn 19, but I think he nailed it to absolute perfection there. Much better than the Indy cars. Anyway, out to the final turn now, Jonathan goes full fast there. When he can nail the lap then, he seems to be very much on it like a car. Bonnet equals is through into qualifying 2 then, but one man who's not then is Farf. He is out of qualifying, Farf is, and maybe Farf was a bit too nonchalant there, wasn't he? Mumford is also through as well, and it looks like Farf is 17th and Equals is going to be 16th, but Equals has improved on the second intermediate split time as well from car 21 then, and he is now in to turn 17 as well. That's very much reminding of the Bahrain circuit configuration back, I think it's turn 10, isn't it? Ghost is out of qualifying, Caesar out of qualifying as well, far out qualifying then. Who else is going to be out qualifying? Can Equals get through into qualifying 2 then? We're about to find out then. This is the last corner, turn 20. The sun is shining on you as well. As we're now out of the final turn, and as Equals is out of qualifying, both Alfa Romeos are gone. Ferrari, Mercedes and Red Bull are all been eliminated from qualifying 1, unfortunately then. As a job to say the mad issues have recovered for the S as well, and we're just on board with Equals as he is coming back into the pits now, as he is out of qualifying, and this is where the S, where Jonathan was struggling with, was the S is there, wasn't it? It's a very tricky part of the circuit there, isn't it? Of course, there's a lot of fast corners, very difficult to really stay onto the back of your competitor as well, isn't it? Because you want to stay on the back of your competitor because you get a much better chance of overtaking. Going down the back straight as well there. Serious Merchant saying that's a terrible sector as well, of course. Serious Merchant will be in action tomorrow night along with all the silver drivers as well. Of course, Serious Merchant, of course, the most recent winner in ALR Silver, isn't he? Where he won the Japanese Grand Prix from 16th on the grid there. And, of course, he emulated Michael Schumacher, remember, and Schumacher won the Belgian Grand Prix from 16th on the grid as well, in a brilliant race as well. And, of course, Kimi Räikkönen won the Japanese Grand Prix from 18th on the grid there. So, Serious Merchant there, in a very high esteemed company, isn't he? Good stuff indeed there from Serious Merchant there. And a race is going to very much live long in the memory for me. Absolutely splendid stuff indeed then. We got Jonathan is saying bring back Indianapolis then. Yes indeed then, I think that I would prefer Indianapolis compared to this circuit then, but I'm not sure if everyone would agree with me on that one. Well, me or you, John, on that one. Out of qualifying then is Caesar. He is 19th. 18th position is Ghost there on his return, on his home race there. Farf down in 17th, and an absolutely abysmal qualifying performance there from the former race winner. Equals in 16th position, and Milan, of course, having a smash at the exit of turn 19. He is in 15th as well. well. And I reckon next season, and can Milan there really get his consistency up then? Because I think that's what's really hurt him this season, hasn't it? Which is a shame now for Milan, because he has the pace, hasn't he? Remember in the Dutch Grand Prix, he had pole positions. He's had 3 pole positions this season as well. Of course, I figured the Dutch Grand Prix, I think something untoward happened with him though, didn't it, really? Which is a bit of a shame then. And it just got Ghost saying that that's all I could do, just don't get it there. Equal saying Sector 1 having problems there as well. Rogue Ghost saying, Ghost saying he lives in Indianapolis there. So, Ghost, I would like to ask you the question there. If you was a part of the race, went to the race there in 2005, and perhaps you was one of the angry spectators there. We've got Tango. It's not the worst Tilker drone there. No, it isn't. There's a lot worse tracks out there as well. I was going to say worse, which I think is a word then, but apparently it's not in the English dictionary, but there you go. We got as I was saying, John, we got USA on Friday as well then. Indianapolis in reverse, so in reverse, so the old MotoGP track, which I think that Indianapolis going the other way to Formula 1 was actually a really good idea. It was a much better race circuit, I thought. We've also got Young Lights saying, hello Ginger, good luck everyone, can't wait for my return in ALR when my new internet arrives. And good stuff indeed there from Young Lights. Of course, Young Lights was I think a championship contender, wasn't he? And I think it would still be right up there, wouldn't he? If remember way back when Young Lights was racing there. Of course, the championship dynamic has changed a lot since Young Lights last raced in here. Of course, so we've had a season of change. Of course, Cookie took a strong march there, didn't he? Then he had 3 races in a row where he just did not get the car up, did he? And then since Emerson has just took a stranglehold on this championship and has not looked back since he's taken the lead there about halfway through the championship. He has just been on it like a car bonnet, hasn't he? Of course, this is not in terms of finishes. This ain't the most strongest year, is it? But it doesn't matter, really, does it? Because all that matters there, as long as you have the most points finish at the end of the championship. That is all that matters, isn't it? So we've got just on board now then with Jonathan is getting himself going into it then. Ghost saying I wasn't into F1 yet, but my grandfather was at the race and was annoyed there. I gotta say, I do not absolutely agree with your granddad as well, because there's a lot of money going into Formula 1 races, isn't it? And just to watch that storm of a race there, but I think that everyone got refunds, didn't they, by Michelin, I think, or something like that. But that unfortunately is going to go down. There's a lot of power play between Formula 1 and the promoters and all the other head honchos, doesn't it? Will that happen today? I don't think it would today, to be honest. I think that I don't think the teams or the promoters would ever let that happen, will they? And of course, with a single tyre brand now anyway, I don't think that would happen anyway, because of course Pirelli there is very they do bring tyres at the edge there, don't they? Because there's no tyre war in Formula 1 anymore, it's all Pirelli. They, of course, don't have a competitive edge, and back then tyre wars did really push the boundaries, didn't they, between Michelin and Bridgestone. Of course, that happened between Goodyear and Bridgestone as well, back when there was a tyre war in 97 and 98 there. There you go. I don't think there will ever be a tyre war in Formula 1 again, to be honest, which not sure about your opinions on that. I quite liked a good tyre war, personally, but there you go. That's just me, though. No, just taking a look as well. Then we got Sarah's person saying, "Come on, Grant, you like lad." Gordo saying there, "Hope after winning my first league race on Friday, I won't ball it and crash tomorrow." We've also got Grant saying, "Cheers, Mushroom." There, and we've also got Ecos saying, "Good luck to Gordo tomorrow as well." So just now, Jonathan there who's trying to get a time on the board quite quickly, isn't he? We're in qualifying 2 here. This is where we're going to whittle down the next the slowest 4 cars in this qualifying session, where we'll have a 10-car shootout for pole position then. And of course, can Jonathan be in that top 10 then? Well, he's going on the medium tires at the moment. Of course, I'm going to bore you now with the old rules, but of course, we have to know about the rules, don't we? For anyone who is new, who is very interested in this sport, if you get into the top 10, you must start on a tyre which you set your fast time on. So, for example, if Jonathan doesn't set another time when he gets through into qualifying 3, that is the tyre he must start on. King Zone there, 9/10 of a second away at the moment. He is second fast around in the Ferrari. Good stuff indeed there. Tango there, who's just come across the line. No, he hasn't. It's a different Tango there. I have been tangled there, haven't I? What about the Renault then? The Renault is also coming across. Mr. Lee is just starting his lap then. Mumford there is coming through turn 18 as well then. Not as formidable as it once was then. Not formidable as the turn 8 in Istanbul, and I'd love to see a Turkey on the next screen, but I don't think that's going to happen now. That's just a pipe dream, isn't it? Then Mumford goes third fast, and he is the slowest of the cars that have taken to the track so far. Injured Jesus there, no, well, goodness me, there he is on the soft tire straight away. Of course, this is Haas's home Grand Prix tonight there. Can they get a big score here tonight for the Haas team? Of course, they would love it, won't they? And I think the Haas, I think they were second in the constructors last season, weren't they, the Haas team? No, they weren't. They were fifth. My apologies, Ed. I was completely sorry, they were sixth. So, yep, I think I was thinking of a different league there, wasn't I? I think I might have been thinking of gold, silver. Alhan there through the final turn as well. Then let's see what Alhan can do. And he goes at second fast mode. He's the fastest of the medium compound runners so far. Good time indeed. Then Tango has done a 37 there, but I don't think that's his peak performance, is it? Mr. Lee coming down the back straight as well. Clarkey, who, goodness me, has been on peak performance, hasn't he? Since the Italian Grand Prix onwards, this man has been incredible, hasn't he? And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do in a full season next season. But here comes Clarkey in the AlphaTauri out of the final turn then, and let's see where he throws the gauntlet down. His second fast mode, but he is now the quickest of the medium runner tires so far. Mr. Elite then out of turn number 18 now, but he is just cruising. So is Diego as well. He's also invalidated his lap then. Outlaps for Emerson and for Murphy as well then, and they are very close together on circuit, and they hopefully they won't get too close. They've had a history, haven't they, these two, of coming together, especially in the round season finale of season 2 finale in Abu Dhabi there. But at the moment there, Emerson there, at the moment there, is looking quite comfortable there. But of course, the job is not done until the job is done, is it? And Emerson definitely knows that, doesn't he? He has been the bridesmaid twice, hasn't he, in ALR? So this is definitely his best opportunity to clinch the ALR's season 4 World Championship, isn't it? And he now starts us up now. And of course, coming up into turn 1 there, very steep descent there, isn't it? Or incline there, no, I should say. Descent is going down, isn't it? And I think that's the name of a horror movie, which I do not want to watch because I do not like horror films. I'm quite a wimp. Emerson there on board with Nats. He's going for the SSN. Oh, he's invalidated, Emerson Hassan. So he's going to have another bite of the cherry, isn't he? The championship leader is. Here comes Murphy then. Of course, Murphy did finish in the top 3 1 year, didn't he? That was his first season in the ALR back in season 1, wasn't it? Of course, he has been around the block now, hasn't he, Dan Murphy? As he probably, in terms of this field, then the most experienced driver on the grid. Then, I think Farf, who's out of qualifying, then is the most experienced full-time driver on the grid this season now, isn't he? Unfortunately, though, that experience hasn't come to fruition here tonight, as Farf is out of qualifying, down in 17th at the moment. Then Murphy is not out of qualifying yet, is he? As he is now on the back straight as well. Then, now then we're flying down then into coming down the back straight as well. Then DRS is wide open for the racing point. Remember, Murphy was a part of the racing point, wasn't he, at the beginning of the season there? And I've just noticed actually Total Peas is not racing tonight either. So Murphy could potentially, well, he can't. Sorry, not Murphy. Emerson would definitely could take put one fingertip on the championship in Mexico in a week's time now. So Peas there is really well, I got to say, it's unfortunate for Peas there. He just seems to be not really keeping himself on the championship anymore, is he? So granted, then has got 50 points back at the moment, and can he gets a good result here tonight then. Murphy out of the final turn then. DRS is open then. Murphy goes at 5th fastest, good 17th then. Mr. Elite is 2 seconds off the pace at the moment, and Diego has started us up as well. Emerson has decided to come back in the pits then. We've also got Fireshot, who's out on circuit as well. Kingdom is also back out on track then. I think he's about to start his run then. And Kingdom is back on medium tires then as well. I think that was an old set of medium tires and scrub tires then, as now coming out of the final turn then. And here we go then. And now then it's a lovely shot here from the rear wing there. We're now coming up into turn 1 as well. Tango had a error on the final corner then. Aohashi said hello, good evening Aohashi, lovely stuff indeed then. As a ghost is saying this year was for the first time in 5 years that I didn't go and see the Indy 500 there, as he almost missed one due to, because of the army as well. But yeah, that's a shame now, isn't it? The Indy 500 with all sports events there have been closed to the public, but hopefully things might get back to relatively normal next season, next year, then, won't they, with this great vaccine. Right, as Kingdom then is coming down there onto the back straight as well for the Ferrari then, and accelerates away then. And now then, let's see then, DRS is right there then. It's Kingdom now currently in the top 10 moment, and Tango's back in the session, and he's down in 9th for the moment there. We have still got 5 cars who hasn't set a time yet on this American circuit as we're dropping down there into second gear. They're touching 50 miles an hour then before getting back on the pace as well. And Kingdom currently is safe then, but we've still got 6 minutes to go in this qualifying session. I don't know if my time is synced up or not then. I'm usually about 30 odd seconds behind it, so technically it might be 60? It might be 6 minutes for the driver's end, but of course my clock is usually a bit fast then. Unfortunately, I wish my real life clock was fast then, because otherwise I'll be on time to everything, which I'm really the opposite then. Murphy's retired from the session there. He's coming to the pits and retired quite early on there, Murphy. He has a 4/10 of a second deficit advantage over Kingdom. Kingdom goes faster by 1/10 of a second and reduces the arrears down to 2/10 of a second now then. Diego then is on the back straight. We've got Q cars there behind Diego then. Fire shot is invalidated this time then, so that's unfortunate there for Fire shot. We're just watching Diego now then. There's a Red Bull of FIFA behind us, and also there's another car as well. It's a Renault. It's Emerson there, who is also out on circuit as well. His teammate Mr. Elite is currently into qualifying at 3 at the moment, but we'll find out then if that is we find out though if that would still be the case in the next 5 minutes or so then. Tango is currently in 9th position then. I was just looking for the second Haas car, but the second Haas car is currently fast at the moment. What can Diego do then? So Indian G's there on the soft tires straight away. Clarkey is also figuring out putting those soft tires on as well then. In terms of strategy, I have no earthly idea about strategy, which is the same standard answer I say every week then. Will it be the soft to the medium, which is the fast, or the soft to the hard then? Well, Diego is on the medium tires then, so he feels that the medium tires is the fastest race tire around here, and well, he's currently 5th fastest at the moment. FIFA now just starting this up as well. Far shot is on his second time run. Grant is invalidated his time at the first sector there, unfortunately there for the world champion, and so he's going to have to also go around again as well. He's only got 4 minutes to go, and wonder if Grant might come back in and throw a set of soft tires on just to give him himself certainty of going into qualifying 3 then. Well, at the moment I think only one car has actually gone to the soft tires. Everyone else is sticking to the medium tires then. Strategy is very much key around here, isn't it? Like it is at most Formula 1 circuits. As far shot going very close to running wide there, and that might have been a track extension there. Track limits, you've already heard that, is absolutely monstrous around here, isn't it? Far shot into 19 as well, and he's invalidated just as we say that. He's come straight back into the pits then. I wonder if he's going to... Oh, he's in the wall then. Far shot is that. He's done a David Coulthard. That is not good at all. Far also did that back in pre-season in Australia. Well, Far shot then... Well, that's not good at all, is it, really, from Fireshot's point of view? Emerson's down the back straight now. I'm getting my F's mixed up tonight then. I think that we might have to, we got too many drivers called F. Begin with F then. FIFA Beefy then, out of turn 70 as well. Fireshot has gone into the wall then, and going into the pit lane as well then. So, unfortunately, we caught that on stream as well. So, probably not his finest moment there for Fireshot, but the great David Coulthard has done that. So, of course, you're an esteemed company entry, and same with Farf as well. He's also done it as well. FIFA Beefy out of the final turn then. And where FIFA Beef puts himself in front of Murphy. That is quite critical there, because I wonder if Murphy has jumped the gun slightly and has decided to call it a day too early on. Emerson there has gone purple in the final sector and very close to Indian Jesus, who is per time on the soft tires as well. This is going to get very interesting indeed, is it? Granty's back in the pits there as a Far shot is out of qualifying then, so he is the first driver then who's been eliminated from qualifying 2, unfortunately. Who else is going to be eliminated at the moment? Well, in the bottom 5 is 4, I should say, is Elite, is Tango, Fireshot and Granty. Of course, we haven't got the 5th competitor because he was in the wall. Jonathan is also out of qualifying as well. Of course, that person who was in the wall was Milan there, who's down in 15th position there on the grid then for this race as well then. And at the moment, both Haas are currently doing a good job there. Clark is retired from the session as well with just 2 minutes to go in this session then. Tango then into turn 19 as well then, doesn't get too wide then. That is absolutely inch perfect there for Tango. Lovely stuff indeed there, out of the final turn then. And let's see then, is that look, oh goodness me, it's getting very tight at the top of there. I think it's a Ferrari and 2 Williams there, getting very close there. Tango goes for fast. He's done 2 laps on those medium tires, hasn't he? Oh, Is that going to be critical then? Well, Kingdom back out on circuit as well. Mumford also out there as well. So is Granty and so is Mr. Lee as well. Diego has retired for the session and we're on board with there with Granty. We were on board with him. And now we're just watching FIFA Beefy. Is he coming back to the pits? Indeed he is. And so FIFA has done his job there and he's in the pits as well. So has Emerson as well then. So who is the leading car then? It's currently the Williams of Mumford. I wonder if remember back in the beginning there, Williams were very good. Oh gosh, I'm already dripping with sweat. Well, he was already at the beginning of the season there. The Williams team were very good, weren't they? With the old team play, weren't they? But of course, Granty's had, I think, 2 teammates this season, honestly, which is a lot less than last season, and he still won the Constructors' Championship, didn't he? So good 17. That just shows how formidable Granty was on the 2019 game. Of course, he's still formidable on this game as well. He's had a race win this season, and he's in the championship mathematically, but it's getting more and more difficult as the weeks go on, isn't it, for Granty? And I feel that is his time at the top coming to the end? And who knows? That is the beauty about live sport, isn't it? That is the beauty about Formula 1 and ALR as well. Mumford starts us off and he is on the soft tires. Kingdom was not feeling safe. He is coming out on the soft tires as well. I feel then that Murphy is going to be sweating more than me now, as of course he's only 2 tenths of a second in front of Kingdom, and that was on the medium tire as well. The delta is usually half a second, give or take there. Well, I'm just averaging up there because it might be slightly more, might be slightly less around here as well. Mumford, a very good first opening sector. Lovely stuff indeed there from Mumford, as he is now finished off the first intermediate split time then, and now then dropping down the hill then. Of course, this track does have a lot of elevation change, doesn't it? Nozick's, and it's actually probably one of the most extremes, apart from Portugal, isn't it? Which, of course, Portugal's not on the calendar at the moment, because it wasn't an official race calendar when this game was on the official race calendar when this game was released. But yeah, Portugal is quite extreme, isn't it? And it's a great racetrack. I absolutely love Portugal. And as we're now coming down into the second intermediate split time as well, just after this turn here, there is Granty in the background. He is on the medium tire still, and the second sector there is 1:09 there. He's at 1.5 seconds, almost, give or take 2 tenths of a second now, up on his previous best as well. That is in the ballpark of qualifying 3 there for Mumford, and he would be absolutely loving it. Oh, the back end there is trying to overtake the front there, and Mumford there is going to lose a bit of time as well. And he's also going to get extra wear on those rear tires going into the race as well. This might be there's going to be a lot of tire thermal degradation in this degradation, yeah, that'll do. There's a lot of thermal tire wear here, and Mumford goes fast there, and a good time indeed there from Mumford. Good stuff. Granty goes across the line. He is 8 faster than Murphy, that's the one, is out of qualifying. Mr. Lee is out of qualifying as well. He's down in 13. Fireshot is 14. Fires row 7. What about row 6 at the moment there? It's Murphy and Kingdom. It's not anymore. It's Murphy and FIFA, and Kingdom is through into qualifying 3 as well. So we got 3 drivers on the soft tire. Everyone else is on the medium compound tire then. So Kingdom, Indian Jesus and Mumford all on soft tires, and they're going to have a good launch going up into turn 1. Not the longest of runs up into turn 1, is it? But of course, turn 1 is so wide and open, it really invites you, doesn't it, to have a good old lunge into turn 1 then. So I'm looking very forward to that indeed then. So, as we're just on board, Grant, you did get through there. Only 1 run there for Grant in qualifying 2 there, as he had a couple of track invalidations, but he's still in the conversation, which is all good stuff indeed, isn't it, for Granty? And of course, you have to be in it to win it, don't you? As the winning lines used to say on the old BBC, wasn't it? Or was it ITV? I don't know. But there you go. I don't think anyone even cares about the old Saturday night shows, do they, anymore? Anyway, Fireshot out qualified now, of course. He made a mistake there. He also drove into the pit entry as well then. Mr. Lee in row 7 as well. He is in 13th position now. Murphy in 12th position there, and FIFA Beefy in 11th position, just outside the top 10, but he gets to choose on what tires he wants to start on then. 7 drivers are on the medium tires, and 3 drivers are on the soft tires. Emerson, Tango, Clarkey, Alhan, Jonathan, Granty and Diego all on medium tires, and Kingdom, Indian Jesus and Mumford are all taking the soft tires for the start of the American Grand Prix then. But before you even take the start, we have to know who is starting on the first 5 rows of the grid then, and we'll find out now then. Diego saying, well, that was intense, but I think Diego is going to be very happy with himself. He is in qualifying 3, which is good stuff indeed, isn't it? And of course, the Haas team would love to have a good array of points like that. They are currently joint last with the Alfa Romeo team, isn't they? So that'll be good stuff indeed then for the Haas team, as they've had a pretty, they've had a revolving door, haven't they, with terms of drives. So hopefully they can stay in the ship there and get some good points towards the end of the season as well. So we're about 20 seconds or so into qualifying 3. Then Renault is coming out of the pits there. We've also got McLaren, so that's Jonathan and Emerson there coming out of the pits quite quickly as well. Now Emerson there is the first car out on circuit, and of course said being the first car out on track and has the advantage there if you don't get held up by the way, and you can take your time, do whatever you need to do there with the car to get it primed and ready to go. Then Emerson is back to his old helmet design tonight then, after sporting the yellow one last week there, wasn't it? Unfortunately that yellow one didn't do him much good whatsoever, so he's back to the traditional red and carbon fibre grey one. Lovely stuff indeed then. Jonathan there is just behind him as well then, and you can see Jonathan quite close there. So Emerson can do whatever he wants now. He is just prepping the car for his first time lap then. And this is Emerson's most successful season in terms of pole position. He's had 4 this season, hasn't he? Good stuff indeed there for Emerson. And can he get on pole position again? And he hasn't had one though since the Italian Grand Prix, has he? So that was about 4 races ago now, wasn't it, for Emerson there? Can he put that wrong right here tonight then? Jonathan, who's behind him, was on pole position last time in Japan as well. Jonathan's had 2 pole positions this season in Austria and Japan as well. And look at that then, that's an Alpha Tauri there, who have Tango there, who's not even wasting time there. He flies past Emerson, and Tango is going to be the first car to lead us around then and starting this lap off as well. So we got every car out on circuit. This is absolutely perfection, isn't it? This is what you dream of in a top 10 shootout, isn't it? All 10 cars out on circuit there and going for pole position then for the United States Grand Prix then, who is going to be on pole position then as well then. So we've had Grant on a pole position this season. We have also had Milan having 3, but unfortunately Milan's not in qualifying tonight then. Not into Q3 tonight then. We've also got Pease who's out of pole position as well. He's also not involved here tonight either. Emerson's had 4 pole positions, and Jonathan has had 2 as well. Murphy has had a pole position, didn't he? But unfortunately Murphy also out of qualifying then. So we're just watching Tango going up into turn 1 then. And now then dropping down the hill through turn 2 then, you can see that the gradient on this circuit is brilliant. That's what really characterises the circuit, I think, there. It's got a bit of character as well. Tango, we was on board with him, we seen that he was definitely a tracky corner cut there, unfortunately for Tango. On board though, the World Championship leader. This is Emerson now then, 40 points in front of his clearest rival. In terms of tonight's shootout, he is 50 points in front of the driver, in front of Granty, isn't he? And of course, so tonight then, effectively, if Granty doesn't score a point and Emerson wins, that means that Granty is out of the championship, isn't he? So of course, but that is a very big if as well. But as we said, then this is live sport, isn't it? Emerson is down the back straight as well, isn't he? And before he comes into turn number 12 as well for the Renault car, and Renault also leading the construction as well, but quite a healthy margin then. Renault had a 1-2 as well this season, back in the Italian Grand Prix, looking very strong. The Renault outfit, Mr. Lee and Emerson have been brilliant. Tango has left for session now, and that is not good at all for Tango, is it? Of course, Tango's had some major issues there with his equipment, hasn't he? So this season there, so hopefully he can get that sorted for a good old for a proper fist of things in next season's championship then. But I think Tango has had a very good season compared with all the issues he's had then. 2 cars back in the pits. Grant has already come back in the pits. Tango is of course been put back in the pits after he had a error then. Emerson has gone fast as he is the first car to put a time in. Jonathan is second faster by a whisker there, 10th for a second behind, and Diego a 10th further behind from Jonathan as well. It's very much close, a nip and tuck, isn't it? Good 7D then. Alhan is on pole position there. He's a 10th for a second in front then, and Alhan has really pulled a cat out of the bag, hasn't he? And of course he hasn't had pole position ever in gold so far, but he's doing a great job here tonight then, isn't he? And we've got to Kingdom in 5th position then. Indian Jesus is currently 6th at the moment. What about Mumford? He's invalidated this time then, but what about Clarkey? Clarkey is on pole position, my goodness me. And wow, Clarkey, who he's never had a pole position, I don't think, in ALR. Fantastic stuff there from Clarkey. And wow, he's 2-3 tenths of a second in front of Alhan, who is second there, with Emerson in 3rd and Jonathan in 4th position. What a qualifying performance we've had so far. Granty has now emerged out of the pits again then, as we just keep an eye to see what as we're just on board then with Clark as well then, and that's just now watching it just watching Clark coming back in the pits, and he hasn't had pole position in his ALR career, but to goodness me that he has really thrown the gauntlet down. So Grant is coming out of the pits as well then, so he is just on the back straight, and of course just on his outlap as well then. Serious Motion saying that Tango has PlayStation has cost him an all lot of amount of points this season. It really has, hasn't it, for Tango? Such a shame because he's a very quick customer indeed there, isn't he? Well, Clark at the moment is the quickest customer of them all, isn't he? He is on pole position there. Brilliant time indeed there for Clarky. Alhan is second at the moment, then Granty is now just about to start us up as well, and there's a lot of traffic in front of the world champion, but I think they're all going to be peeling off into the pits, so Granty's not going to be too concerned about that whatsoever indeed there. Equals saying crazy lap so far, it really is, isn't it? It started off with Emerson, then Jonathan and Diego were so very much nip and tuck there, then Alhan raised the bar, and then Clarky raised the bar again there, didn't it? It was brilliant times, wasn't it? It was coming across the line quite quickly, as now then is Granty comes across the line and starts his lap as well then. Now what can Granty do then, as he's now rising up into turn one then. He's disabled the DRS there, hasn't he, before he drops down the hill and goes into turn two. Well, he doesn't disable the DRS, does he? When you touch the brakes, the DRS, the rear wing closes, doesn't it, on you as well. Look at this there, we're on board, Granty. This is an incredible shot, isn't it, from the world champion at work there in his Williams as well. This is his second season with the Williams team, isn't it? He is the only driver to ever win a Grand Prix with Williams in ALR Gold. They're absolutely splendid stuff indeed there for Granty, and he is going to be a Williams legend in ALR folklore, isn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed there. He's going to be a legend in ALR folklore as well, isn't he? As the first man to become a multiple world champion as well. And at the moment, unfortunately, he is on the back foot though this season, though, isn't he? With Emerson doing a splendid job, isn't he? As Granty now coming down then into the second part of the lap as well, and this is the second intermediate split time. Mumford is out on circuit as well. Granty has done a 1 minute flat there in the second intermediate split time as well, before he's got 4 corners from home here then into turn 17 as well. Look at those brake discs glowing on that Williams there, and then now the Williams Mercedes then as it accelerates into turn 18 now, and you can see not even a hint of a lift there from Granty. On board now as we go into 19 as well. Good performance there from Granty. Final turn then into turn 20 as well, keeping it within track limits. Lovely stuff indeed then. Omni Power, and he goes into 4 fastest there, and just about squeeze himself in between Emerson and Jonathan as well, and he has put himself right back in the conversation. That's it. 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Lovely stuff indeed then. Now Mumford there is coming out of the final turn then, and he starts his lap as well as he comes across the line now, and it's now coming up the hill then. Tango's back out on circuit right at the farthest part of the course at the moment then, as he is just completing his outlap there. 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session then. So Clark is on pole position there by 3 tenths of a second from Alhan in second position, but Alhan's been on the front row a lot of times this season. I think about 3 times now Alhan has. Mumford has gone wide, and that was a pretty scrappy first opening couple of corners there from Mumford, and then that, and unfortunately he has been thrown the book at him as he has gone over track limits there and invalidated us up there, as the map on the right hand side shows us, doesn't it? Tango then, we're on board with Tango then. Can he get a time in then? He is out slightly early there, isn't he? Of course, he probably just wants to get bankrupt. Maybe he's got a bit more fuel in that car then, just to go for maybe 1 or 2 runs then. I wonder if those soft tires could handle 2 runs around here there. There's a lot of corner, isn't there? There's a lot of corner edge around here. 20 turns there, isn't it? And and just the firm wear on these tires just build and builds and builds, isn't it? The tires are going to be screaming, aren't they? By the end of this up, and then let's see what Tango can do then. Is he going to he's going to look after those tires there, or is he going to treat them like a one and done kind of option then? And look at this, there's Tango there. Look at how inch perfect he was. That was absolutely splendid stuff there from Tango. And goodness me then, I thought that I thought he was over the line there, but he really wasn't, was he? Going side wide out of the top of the hill then. Yellow flags is flaring there. It's one of the Williams cars of Mumford, I think, who was just cruising back to the pits as well then. And a lovely shot there. Look at that then. Powered by Honda there. The power of dreams there for the AlphaTauri. Well, depending was turned into a bit of a nightmare also for the Red Bull campers there. Out of Formula 1 at the end of 2021 there, unfortunately for Honda. But as history shows, and Honda does seem to pull out of F1 quite a lot, doesn't it? And Tango there going down there in the back straight as well there. And then as he is now into the Mickey Mouse final sector as well, he is quicker than Granty at this point, at the same point of track. So he's a tenth of a second up then. Good stuff indeed. Then Mumford is carrying on then. He is on the first sector as well then. No one else is out on circuit yet then, so I think that they will be emerging out in the next couple of seconds or so. Tango then is coming into the final part of course then. Let's see what he can do then. He is already around the fourth position, but no, he's invalidated. Tango out there. Oh no, so Tango is invalidated. He was on course for fourth, maybe even third, and that's going to be disappointing there for Tango. Mumford's invalidated again there. This track, it's absolutely horrific, isn't it, in terms of track limits there, as you've already seen there. Pillar saying Alhan on top form tonight, isn't he? Mr. Clean and consistent. Well, he's definitely consistently up there at the moment. Good stuff indeed. That Alhan, my driver of the season. Then I absolutely agree from Serious Mushroom. I absolutely agree with that. No arguments from me whatsoever. He has, of course, participated in 16 races this season, hasn't he? And he's been more often than not there, absolutely flying the flag splendidly well, hasn't he, for himself? He's had a driver of the day performance. So 3 podiums there, fastest up. He's only had 3 DNFs as well, which is a pretty good return there from Alhan. Lovely stuff indeed there. We've also got Pillar saying goes under the radar a lot, but does Alhan. Yeah, he's one of those drivers that is which is consistently good, isn't he? Just consistently getting the best out of the car, isn't he? And sometimes that does go under the radar, doesn't it? But at the end of the day, it doesn't go under the radar in terms of the points, does it? He is fourth in the championship, isn't he? Alhan is and good stuff indeed there. Mumford is retired from the session, and that's it. Everyone is out on circuit, and apart from Mumford there, who's called a day, he's out of his car. He is 10th on the grid then for the this race coming up in just a jiffy as well. Gurman, of course, the leader of Silver there, was saying he hates the second to last corner. So hard to get right then. Yes, we're on board Tango. He's just going through turn 19 as well then. Yeah, it's a corner where you think you can carry more speed then, but if you go just slightly over the curve, that is it. Your track is is that Tango? I think did he run out of fuel? He did run out of fuel, but a good 7th position there for Tango, just to cross the line as well then. So 7th position there, and on the board quite nicely as well then. And Diego is now starting to start. Then this is it, and it's all or nothing now for these drivers. They're going to throw caution to the wind then, and let's see what Diego did as he goes into turn 1 then. Tango is well off the racing line then. Good stuff indeed there from Tango. He's 7th fast as well now, but I think Kingdom and Indian G-Star will have something to say about that as well. On board then with Diego as we're going from left to right, left to right, left to right then as well. Alhan is just the final man then to start his lap then, and he has started his lap then. All 9 cars are out on circuit then. Well, the 9 out of the 10 cars, I should say then, with Mumford there, of course, out of qualifying. Tango's also done as well then, so it's going to be 8 cars then. Who's going to be on pole position? Clarkey going for his first pole position in the ALR at the moment, and he has got a good handle on that then, as there is Tango there just got off the circuit as well then, as I was concerned there with his teammate down this as well. Of course, I am concerned about Tango, but he has done his lap. He is finished for the day, isn't he? As we're coming down the back straight as well then. And locking up the inside front there. Diego was stamping on the brake pedal, wasn't he? And he's had a so-so middle sector there. He's 3/10 of a second down there for Diego. So not really lighting up the timing sheet, is he? He is, I think he is overdriving the car, isn't he, Diego, on this lap there? And I think that I don't think there's any more performance he can extract out the car there. Jonathan then is in the second, in the last sector as well then. On board then with Jonathan then. What can he do? He was on pole position last time around in Japan, wasn't he? Can he now get on pole position there for the American Grand Prix as well? Final turn now then. Oh, the last turn. Let's see what he can do then. Oh, getting very scrawny. Jonathan's in the wall. He's in the wall there. Getting on the power too hard there. Clarkey comes across the line and he improves to a 29.5 there. Granty has gone second now. He's on the front row of the grid then. Oh, incredible stuff indeed. Emerson is on pole position there by 100th of a second. And what a performance there from Emerson as well. Oh, Alhan is down into 4th position. Indian Jesus now into 6th and King's own finishes 9th in the end, but Emerson starts it away, and you find I think you found half a second on that lap. Absolutely splendid stuff indeed then. Emerson takes pole position now, and this is 5th pole position of his season now, and once again he is doing really well on qualifying days, isn't it? I think that's his Achilles heel over the past couple of seasons, but tonight, well, this season I should say, he is really put that right, hasn't he? And that's his 9th pole position of his season, of his career as well, and he's only 2 away from Jonathan now, isn't he? In terms of that all-time start as well. But Emerson now starts his pole position away from Clarkey as As once again, then Clark has been denied by this man, hasn't he? Emerson once again starts from the front, doesn't he? And of course, when he's at the front end, he's very much in control, isn't he? And of course, it's just taking a quick look then at the company. Well, before we do, 17 hundredths of a second there between Emerson and Clark. It is incredibly tight between those two drivers. I absolutely love this battle. It's brilliant, isn't it? Granty, a brilliant third position as well there, right behind his championship rival as well. Alhan in fourth position there. He was on the front row more often than not in that qualifying session, but he takes the second row. Then Jonathan, unfortunately, didn't get his final time in there. He had a big old smash at turn 20. Indian Jesus in sixth position, then with Diego 7th, Can Haas stay in the top 10. Tango in eighth position, Kingdom in ninth, and Mumford completes the top 10. And just saying a little, and serious question is asked if Gurman is ready to be the champion tomorrow. Then Gurman hopes so, but got to win it or get second place with fast lap if Potato wins. And I'm glad that Gurman's done all that stuff, because that means I don't have to use my brain capacity. We have also got serious question saying looking good for it. Emerson saying gets in there. Becca saying good luck to Gurman tomorrow as well. Then Jonathan's not happy with that track then, and as Rembo saying that she could have done better as well. Tanya ran out of fuel on the final corner then, so annoying, but he still got a very good 7th there out of it, didn't he? And Serious Rush said, come on, granted then, we need them points then. Right then, it's another lovely day here in Texas, that's it, Texas. Here in Austin, Texas, the music capital of the world, isn't it? And we got 19 drivers then about to tackle. Very tough test here in COTA, isn't it? As you can see then, the cars are out of their garages now, the nose cones already then. As you can see, car 94, that is King's own nose cone. Hopefully won't need that. We've also got the Red Bull, the McLaren, Renault, AlphaTauri, and all the other cars there as well then. As and we've also got Burt Mylander as well. Hopefully we don't see him. We seen him quite early on in the Japanese Grand Prix a week ago, didn't we? Let's hope we don't see him at all here tonight as well. Let's hope for a great race there. Well, Emerson there could potentially be taking a huge step closer tonight as well. And let's find out that Bagranti is close to championship rival in terms of who's driving tonight then. It's right behind him on the grid as well. Right. So we're going to have formation lap first, and it's a good opportunity then for me to go through the grid then, isn't it? Of course, we just had qualifying then, but just to remind you then, let's see who is starting on what tires, who is starting where, and how is this going to be then? No hard tires in sight then, so to me, there is, to me then, I think the hard tires might not be a very good race tire whatsoever then, and let's go then. And Emerson taking his ninth pole position of his career, and he's absolutely in fine Vettel now, isn't he? His fifth pole position of his season as well. Then, and of course, this is the most successful now in terms of pole positions. There, of course, he had 5 this season. I think he had. Now, I think he had 3 last season, and of course he had 1, I think, in his first season there. So, but Emerson now, brilliant stuff indeed there for Emerson. 5th pole position of the season then. Clark, he was on pole position, but once again has been, has really, his part has been pooped, hasn't it, by Emerson. He is now in 2nd there, but he's on the front row of the grid then. Granty in 3rd position there. Let's see what Granty can do from 3rd position there. Right behind is a championship rival, isn't he? 4th position is Alhan there. He's looking very good in qualifying, and once again then, of course, he's going to be a thorn in the side, I think, for maybe for the podium runner positions there. Keep an eye out for Alhan. Jonathan in 5th position there. He's really struggled, hasn't he, in qualifying, but let's see if we can get into the swing of it in the race as well. But he's in a very promising 5th position there. And once again Jonathan is started to really put in a good run of form, hasn't he? Can he continue that on here tonight then? Injured Jesus on the soft tires. He is going to be quite quick going into turn 1. Diego in the 7th position there in the 2nd half, and Tango in 8th position there. Kingdom also on the soft tires, and Mumford as well. Row 5 is going to be firing on all cylinders on those soft compound tires at 9th and 10th ed. FIFA Beefy in 11th ed on medium tires as well. Dan Murphy is on the soft tires and he's going for an attack at first stint here. Mr. Lee in 13th ed with Fireshot in 14th position as well. We got Fireshots on soft tires. 15th position for Milan then. 16th position for his teammate Equals, and that's an all Alfa Romeo row there, isn't it? Medium tires for Milan, soft tires there for Equals. Farfus on the medium tires, and Mumford has left the session. He needs to get back in before the start of this race. We've got Farfen on medium tires, soft tires for Ghost. Cesar, we haven't seen much of Cesar tonight then. Of course, he's had 2 Grand Prix wins this season. I gotta say, it'd be a miracle if he can win from that, but anything can happen as well then. Right, Nunez saying this is a tasty one. There might be a lot of wheel touch then on board with a nose cone of Cesar then, as he is about to get his race set started then from 19th on the grid as well. We've got a green flag then. We've got the red light said. Of course, there is there's usually so there was a bit of a movement there as well as Mumford gets away absolutely splendidly well, doesn't he? But I've turned off the there he is, and there are the reps, and we are go, and Emerson gets away okay then, but I think Clark is away. No, he isn't. Clark is just behind him now. Look at that, there's 4 or 5 cars, and who is that going into turn 1 as well? And it's Clark is in front of this there. Granty has been squeezed out. There's a Ferrari off. There's an goodness me, that's a racing point. It's Murphy and Equals have come to blows in, but they've both got their nose cones in the right direction there. Kingston was dropping down the order as well, as Kingston was forced off, wasn't he, into turn 1 as well. Ghost has also gone off as well. Grandson, the Pauling Star here in the America Grand Prix then, and look at this as well, and it's going through the S's as well. Look at all these cars, goodness me. And oh gosh, and Grandson, the Pauling Stars, and he's dropped down into 6th position. This is not what he wanted, was he? And that's not good at all there for the championship leader. I know that's a far shot, is it? That's far shot, and a good old lunge there as well. Alhan, and once again he's on the Pauling Star. Alhan has dropped right down the order, and that's not good, is it? Because Alhan just can't seem to get off the grid, can he? And we've got some oh goodness me, and there's so much going on there. It's Clarkey has just dropped down beyond, and Clarkey is also dropping down the order as well. He's down into 3rd position there because India Jesus on the soft tires is up into 2nd position there. He's making hay whilst those soft tires are shining. Lovely stuff indeed there. Goes to Mr. Elite that are side by side as well, and but I think Mr. Elite has the high ground. He does indeed, and there's a Ferrari far for having a lunge at Milan on the inside. I think Suta had a big smash there, didn't he, in 2014? But look at this, and Milan and Farfar going wheel to wheel, and Farfar staying on the outside then. This is going to get very juicy indeed there. Oh my gosh, that's who's that? That's a Ferrari. Oh gosh, Kingto is coming into blows out. Oh goodness me, into the pits comes Grant. He's got damage, I think then, and that's a huge crash indeed then. And oh dear then, Mr. Lee is in the pits as well then. And Grant is in the pits, and it's now we're on board then. As let's see then. Has he got a nose change? He has got a nose change. Granty then having a nose change, and at the moment then Emerson is going to be officially he's going to be able to Granty's going to be on the championship if things stays as they are at the moment. Mr. Lee is also coming on the pits as well, and same with Kingto as well, as he is also on the pit stops. And now then it's Emerson there is leading this race, isn't he, with Indian Jesus in 2nd position. We've got a penalty there for Jonathan as well then. So just taking a look then. And we'll take a look at the just the position changes in 1 second there, shall we? But look at this, Emerson there is not waltzing away at the moment there, is he? As they are coming down they're coming down the back straight as well. Then as they're on board now, then is Emerson there is now then he is going to be looking backwards to see, because then you do the goal for the lead. Then Jesus hasn't got much to lose, has he? Because I don't think he's got a point yet, has he? In his career in ALR, but look at this, he's now taking the lead here in the American Grand Prix. He has passed her. He's got up from 5 positions there. He takes the lead then. He is on the soft tire then. Now then, let's see what he did then. And Injured G has really thrown the cat amongst the pigeons here tonight then. Good stuff indeed then. There's Mumford is dropping down the order. He's out of this race then, unfortunately then for Mumford. And that's not good at all then. Now then we got Clarkey in a 3rd position then. 4th position is at Tanga then. He's got a black and white float. Jonathan's got a black and white flag, hasn't he? Right then, Grant's coming out of the pits now. He's down in 17th position. Mr. Lee also going out the pits while Far Shot set the fast of the race then. We've also got Farf moving up to 11th position as well. Biggest move though is Ghost there in his home Grand Prix. He's got up 9 positions there. Fantastic stuff there from Ghost then. We've also got another big move now. Far Shot has got up 9 positions as well. He's flying through the field. Those 2 drivers are good stuff indeed there. So we've got Dan Murphy. Oh my goodness me, he was last, so second to last in the first quarter there, after the first quarter, but he's back up in the 12th position there. Now we've got Equals in 11th position, Murphy in 12th position, we've got Farf in 13th position as well. Very much nip and tuck then around here. Look at all these cars there. This is going to get this is going to be a race on battle, isn't it, in the midfield there. ALR is so competitive in the midfield. I absolutely love it. Oh goodness me then. And look at this here, merge over the hill then. Equals there. It's gone to the inside then, and look, Farf is trying to go on the outside there. Murphy there goes right deep there, and just carries on his way as well. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but now look at Ghost there. Alhan there is on the Pauling Stars in 7th position. Now it's Diego is dropping down the order then, as Ghost is up into a very solid there 8th position there. Good stuff indeed there. Diego in 9th position there. We've also got in the background there is Murphy and Farf got past Equals as well. Equals struggling there on the straight by looks there, as he has been bypassed by Murphy and Farf. Oh gosh, that is Mumford then, unfortunately, out of the race. I'm down to 18 cars in this race. What a shame for Mumford there. Disconnecting just before the start of this race then. Of course, the rules in ALR is you're not allowed to reconnect there during the race then, because it seems to cause all kinds of issues with the sessions, doesn't it? Caesar is now all over the back of Milan as well. Caesar on his injured, he's got a 3-second penalty as he is currently the man who is holding first spot at the moment then. Grant, he is about 19 seconds away from this battle then, with Mr. Elite and Kingdom completing the grid then. On board of Emerson as well then, so Indian Jesus is leading it. I'm just checking now, yeah, Indian Jesus hasn't had a point yet in his career, but he's looking very strong at the moment, isn't he? As Caesar has just got past 2 cars. He has got past 2 cars then. Good manoeuvre there from Caesar. We unfortunately missed the end of that, didn't we? But Caesar now up into 30th position now. Of course, he's won 2 races, hasn't he, in his ALR career, and he is now right up as Mr. Elite gets the fast out of the race. And he's now in the 13th position there. 6 places up from his grid slot as well. Ghost there up 10 positions from his grid slot. Fantastic start there from Ghost there. Looking very strong at the start. Ghost, really good stuff. Our own Giovinazzi, isn't it, Ghost? He seems to have a great start there. Just appearing over the hill as well. Then before Milan there is now coming in to. Oh, I thought he was going to have a lunge there. But Caesar was going, no way, Pedro, as they come down the back straight. And Emerson's going for the lead then, and he swoops on the outside, passes Indian Jesus, and he has taken the lead then. He lost it only 2 laps ago. Well, he's back in front then. And Clark has also got passes. Indian Jesus, I think, might be struggling. Oh, my goodness me. And I thought he was going to I thought he was going to go into the side of Clark then. Now I think that Indian Jesus said the soft tires are really dropping off, aren't they? As just back on board, Fireshot has got a 3-second penalty as well, as I just changed back to the tire life as well then. So hard tires for Granty and Kingdom. Everyone else is on the soft or the medium tires then. And Tango in a very solid 4th position moment, but he's got a 3-second penalty. Look at all these penalties already after just 5 laps or so. Goodness me then, we have got quite a lot of penalties then. I think got about 7, haven't we? Goodness gracious me then. And look at this, that is Indian G, so I thought he was going to have a look. He's locked up the inside front there, hasn't he? But goodness me then. But at the moment then, Indian Jesus down in a 3rd position at the moment then. We're just taking a look back down the grid then. And at the moment it's status quo at the moment out there. So I think this might be car. Oh no then! It's Diego who's off, and he's gone off in turn 1. And oh gosh, there he is. Broken the wing there, Diego has. Oh dear then, and that's damage to the nose cone. And Diego is going to have to come in the pits as well. Clark has got a 3-second penalty as well. The only person who hasn't got any penalties at the top, at the front of the moment, is Emerson there. Good something did that for Emerson. He's very quick, and he's also got a very good composure as well. He was coming out of the pits there in 18th position. I wonder if he did have damage there, which is why he was struggling for performance. And now then is Clark is not in the slipstream as much, is he? So he's pulled out the slipstream now. Interesting stuff indeed there as we come down the back straight as well. Look at those 2 McLaren. Oh my goodness me! And who's that? That's Tango having a look on the inside there, but no dice there from Indian Jesus there as he keeps his position there, doesn't he? Good stuff indeed then. And so oh gosh, there is now just on board Emerson at the moment and is still leading this race, and with Clark he's 2nd, Indian Jesus in 3rd position, Tango in 4th, and I'm loving this. Look at this, a 4-car battle for the lead then. And of course we've got 2 AlphaTauris in the mix as well. It's great to see, isn't it? Of course AlphaTauri, formerly known as the Toro Rosso team, and they're looking strong as well. Look at Fireshot. I think that Fireshot could be it's going to be an interesting dynamic in this race as well. Both McLarens are looking strong as well in 5th and 6th position. I'm loving it. Alhan 7th and with Ghost in 8th position. Both Mercedes also up in the action as well. Murphy back up into 10th and after pointing the wrong way in the first quarter. Good stuff indeed there from Murphy. Just back with Clark at the moment, and this is the closest battle on track, or is it? Because I think that it's actually might be Tango and Indian Jesus there. Diego's dropped down the Diego's coming in the pits as well. So unfortunately then for Diego, then he lost it at the exit of turn 1 last time out, hasn't he? So he is now going to have to hope for a safety car or maybe get some pace as well. Tango's got another penalty then, isn't he? He's really thinking he's trying to really counter the understeer, isn't he? Unfortunately, because he's doing that though, he is really hurting his penalty game, isn't he here? And down the back straight once again, then both McLarens are very much in view then. I've got to say then, at the moment there's no clear advantage at the moment, is there, with any drivers? Not loving it then as we're coming down the back straight as well. Indian G's there right to the left hand side. Oh my word, I thought he was going to campo straight into him. And now then it's Indian G said is now in 4th position there. Tango is up in the 3rd then, and Indian G said the soft tires are not working out for the Haas driver at the moment, is it? I wonder if he burnt him off a bit too I wonder if he burnt him up a bit too much on the opening stage of this race then. And look at this with Fireshot then, the wily old veteran, isn't he? So he has just been keeping an eye now, see, he's also on the soft tires and he is now within DRS range of Indian Jesus then. And And he's gaining there, coming through turn 18 as well there. I wonder when India Jesus is going to come in there. And of course, this is probably going to be a one-stopper in this race, isn't it? I would say. And so India Jesus needs to get to a sensible window there to go onto the medium tires. How long do you reckon the medium tires are going to last you when I hear you all said? I have no earthly idea. But of course we'll carry on that conversation in a jiffy as well. I would probably say then that you want to get the soft tires to probably around lap 10, 11, then maybe go on to the medium tires for the remainder of the race. Then that is very much a finger in the air guess for me then, which is completely wrong probably. As Ghost has got 3-second penalty as well. Look at it, almost all the grid has got penalties out there. This is of course got a new graphic now on the right hand side. I think it came into fruition last week, didn't it? Before the silver race then. And you can see them there's we didn't have many penalties in gold and silver or bronze last week, did we? Tonight's here in gold, then goodness me, I gotta say it looks very nice in terms of a pattern, doesn't it? But goodness me, I don't think the drivers are going to be too happy with that, are they? Alhan there is now pursuing Jonathan Cox as well. Alhan then of course is on the second row there. He struggles off the grid, Alhan does, doesn't he? I think he might need to get to the bottom of that, doesn't he? But he's now alongside then. We've also got Injured Jesus then, who's alongside the far side to say, and Alhan is still behind Jonathan at the moment then. So Jonathan's in 6th position, Alhan in at 7th position as well. Jonathan has gone wide then. On board then is Alhan. Is going to go on the outside. Not quite then. Is he going to go over there? Nope yet, because Jonathan shows his rear wing now. And he's not going to let him buy that area. That area, is he? Ayrton is saying, looks like it's a double stop or a medium hard stop, Sean. And brilliant stuff indeed there, Ayrton. I'm glad someone's done their homework. Of course, Ayrton, the bronze driver there, who's a KG bid super sub for silver as well, isn't he? So I'm glad that he's done his homework there. What's my excuse? I try to do homework, but I fail. No, just back on board there with Caesar. He's having a great race at the moment, isn't he? And look at this, and as Murphy is going to have a go into turn 1. Caesar is having a look into turn 1 there, but well, he wasn't really, was he? But I felt like he should have done there, but that's why I'm not a racer, you see. I would just probably show my nose in there and probably crash out and then get banned there. Of course, these drivers are much more sensible than I am because because I got to say I got a very short attention span. As Ghost there is now starting to form a conga line behind him, isn't he? Those soft tires there are not looking too good at all. Far shot is now in the 4th position. Good stuff indeed then. Alhan is also giving Jonathan a good old squeeze as well, isn't he? Soft tire runners now are going to really struggle, isn't they? As just taking a look at the comments as well, and I think that Nunda is loving the harsh driver of India Jesus at the moment, but he's down to 5th position. Then we've also got FIFA, who has dropped down to gone up to 8th position. There's Ghost is down to 9th position. We've also look at this, and we're going to say Murphy is going on the inside. Then there he is, and he passes FIFA and moves up into 9th position. Then Ghost said dropped down to 10th position as well. Where's Caesar? He is staying where he is at the moment then as well. So then there's Ghost said dropped down. Oh, Ghost, that's FIFA who's gone for the huge way, and goodness me, that he is out of the Grand Prix here in the United States, and that's a big smash. And it's not going to be a safety car. Just take a look then to see it's a safety car. So who is going to roll the dice? And I think that there's a Haas in the pits. It's Indian Jesus coming into the pits. And FIFA there out of the race, then unfortunately, and he lit up the rear wheels, didn't he, and just went off into seeing the accident. And this is golden for the soft runners there, isn't it? Absolutely golden indeed. Then now he's in the pits, and he is now going to throw on the hard tires now, isn't he? Injured Jesus, and let's see where he can go there. Also in the pits there is Jonathan as well. He's gone to the hard tires. Murphy there also coming as well. He's also having to he's damaged the nose cone, isn't it? FIFA's left the session. You didn't see any damage on the end plates, did you, from Murphy there? But that is just how this is how detailed these wings are these days, isn't it? It's absolutely incredible, isn't it? And that's probably half the problem with Formula 1, really, isn't it? There's so much detail on these front wings there. You didn't even see any damage on there at all, but Murphy felt it, didn't he? That's why he's coming to the pits and changed the nose code. And that extra 5 seconds there. And an extra 5 seconds as well. Then we've also got Equals coming in the pits as well. Mr. Elite coming out of the pits at King's Home is also in the pits then. So the highest runner who hasn't pitted there, who has pitted I should say, is Indian Jesus. He's up in the 5th position. Good stuff indeed there. Murphy's got a 3-second penalty there. He's going to be kicking himself about that because you do not want to get penalties under the safety car, do you? Now let me quickly catch up with the comments, shall I? As I have been waffling away there, and I haven't really I haven't really said any comments as of late, have I? Goodness me. Anyway, then as we just taking it, then Becca was saying there, I get absolute nerves it shakes before every ALR race. I don't know why. Of course, I think it's because of the excitement, isn't it? Because you know that something's going to happen, don't you? You're just not sure what. But we haven't had a safety car up until now, so that's good stuff indeed. There, we've also got Nunda saying, "Whoa, I had to rewind." There is that there's all kinds of stuff going on, great stuff. I'm saying looking forward to that beautiful track then. Also Liverpool 1-0 up, brilliant stuff indeed then. I am absolutely loving life now. Splendid stuff. We have also got and we have also just taken a quick look down there as well. Yeah, Nunda very much supporting India. Jesus, he's doing a great job, isn't he? And as Al actually saying that if he stretches it to 20 laps, then soft seems to be the great and fast. So as there's a bit of a Nunda saying a hard soft or soft medium. Then actually it could be because they're battling so hard. Nunda is saying as well. Gurman is saying the last game softs were overheating here after 3 laps. Not sure what it's like on this game now. So yeah, interesting stuff indeed. I'm loving all the strategy comments in the chat. Now keep on coming in and into the pits. Here comes Clarky. He is rolling the dice, and Emerson has stayed out on those medium tires. A 5-second penalty there for Caesar as well. Goodness me, then it's all actually here in the United States, isn't it? So Clark coming out of the pits now then, and I'm thinking there's a Fireshot also coming out of the pits as well. I'm thinking that I think they probably should come in last up then, but I don't know much really. But Emerson is now on medium tires. He's the only man not to come in the pits, that is, apart from his teammate as well. So maybe Cyril knows something that we don't then. But Emerson is going to be, is he going to run in the caution? So his medium tires are 9 laps out. Then we've got fresh hard tires on Indian Jesus, Jonathan Cox and Alhan as well. Grant, he has had 7 laps on the hard tires. Oh, this is going to be great stuff indeed then. And I'm looking, just saying that Dan has kept his soft tires alive. Brilliant stuff indeed then. As Becca saying, I'm going to be writing these notes down, is nicking the strategy then. Nuna saying the undercut here is so powerful, the extra laps on the mediums can hurt you. And I think I'm wondering then if that is going to hurt Emerson as well then. As you can see, it's Indian Jesus there is going right wide there, isn't it? Let's take stock, shall we? As we're on at lap 10 out of 28 and we're not even at half distance yet in this race, and we've had a lot of we've had a lot of debate in the comments about strategy. I'm loving it as well. We probably have the same debate tomorrow as well, because I'll forget all of this after having a snooze. Right then, Emerson is in the race then, but he has not come into the pitch yet. Indian Jesus is second there. He is looking very much on it like a car bonnet tonight. Brilliant stuff there. Jonathan in third position as well. He's not liking this track then, but his race performance is saying it's differently. Safety car is in. I've got to be quick. Alhan in fourth position there. Granty in fifth position as well. He had to pit early on with damage there. Caesar in sixth position there. Milan is seventh. Ghost is up to eighth there. He's on soft tires. Ghost is. Ninth is Murphy. He had to change his nose cone, didn't he? Farf in 10th position, also on soft tires as well. Watch out for Farf. Mr. Elite in 11th position there. Equals in 12th position. Clarkey on soft tires. You just seen him come in the pits. He's down in the mid pack now in 13th position. Is that going to hurt him? Farshot in 14th position. Tango in 15th. Kingdom in 16th. No penalty so far for Kingdom. Good stuff. And Diego 17th. Mumford out of the race as well. No penalty here for Alhan, Granty or Emerson as well. Alhan never gets any penalties, does he? He's absolutely clean as a whistle, isn't he? As I think that Pillar said, he's Mr. Clean, isn't he? Right then, it's Emerson now is coming out of turn 90 is what it is. Making sure those tires are warmed up. Then here we go. When's he going to drop the hammer? He has done already then. We're back racing here in America. Let's go then. So Emerson leads and India Jesus is second. Then we've got Jonathan in third position. And then it's all to play for the midfield. There was Caesar and Milan there going side by side. Then, now they are. I think he's going to go on the outside. He is on the outside then, but where is he? He's there. He is. Milan's gone wide. They're good and squirrely. And now that has allowed Ghost there up in the second position. Ghost on soft tire as well, and so he might be a bit difficult to overtake in the opening stint of this race as well. And look at Milan there, he's really struggling, isn't he? And we've got Caesar who's now going to his injured. He's got a penalty as well. I think that's the second penalty of the race as well. That's not good at all, is it? And just on board then once again with Ghost. We've also got Clark who's now got past Mr. Elite, and Mr. Elite dropping down into 12th position there. Also down 3 laps as well. Milan is also dropping down the order. Then he's having a pull in a restart under the safety cars. He's damaged the nose cone there, and that's why he's struggling, and he has got damage there. Now it's a power slide from Farshot. Lovely. And you can see that it's like fly past me now. Goodness me, I'm getting so nervous. Oh, they nearly ran over my brow. And coming down the hill again, and there's a Ferrari there. That is far. Look, then Murphy has also shown the nose cone as well. Look at the background. around, and that is Tango and Fireshot there. Fireshot and Tango, they're going side by side, and Tango is got the, oh goodness me, he's on the outside. Oh, lovely! I absolutely love it. Splendid stuff indeed. Then, and Fireshot is, oh my word! Then he's going up the inside, and Tango is back through. That surprised me. I bet that surprised them. Oh, is it Clarky and Murphy? Oh my goodness! Oh no! And Murphy's in the wall. He is out of it. Him and Clarky cut the blows. Oh, Clarky's out as well. That's a splash. That's a splash. Where are they? And then Clarky, where is Clarky? I can't even see him. Oh, it's a huge smash here. And then Clarky and Murphy are out of the United States Grand Prix. Oh my word! Then Milan is back in the pits as well. So this is a reprieve from Milan then. Oh dear. And oh gosh, and we were just sitting in the background, so that's a huge velocity of a shunt there, isn't it? And Diego's going to be happy about this, isn't he? Good stuff indeed then. That is absolutely horrific there. Serious Mushroom there has just gone, ooh. Oh, Dan has been so unlucky this in this race there. Nuna saying too much experience, unfortunately, then. As I think I'm reading the comments the wrong way around, didn't I? Grimmer is saying that Emerson there ain't getting any luck lately, and that's a certainly isn't at the moment now, is he? But another safety car at the moment. I wonder if Emerson might be thinking about coming in the pits this time around then. But that was a huge smash there between Clarky and Murphy there, wasn't it? Both out of the race, and that's a shame there, isn't it? So Clarky then, who was definitely a big name in this race, wasn't he? For the champ, for maybe the race win here. Murphy there was really battling away in the midfield as well, as we are back. Clarky has left the session then as he is out of this race. I thought it was a safety car. Is it not the safety car? Gosh, there, Clarky cannot believe that he is very distraught there, and I thought it was a safety car then. So ignore me. We're back racing here in America. I didn't even thought it was a safety car. I'm sure it was. I just assumed it was because it was quite a horrific velocity accident there. I should really pay more attention, should I? Goodness me. So now we're coming into turn 19 and 20 as well. Then into G7 on the soft tires. Then Emerson now needs to try and bridge this gap as much as possible, because I think he's going to be battling the midfield, isn't he? Out of the final turn as well. Ghost Recon has got past Caesar as well. Diaris has been enabled here, and look at this. And what's happening behind then? That's what is going on then? It's a Farfair who's past Caesar. He has passed Caesar, and that was quite an easy manoeuvre there from Farfair. I wonder if Caesar's got a problem there. He is on the soft tire, so isn't he? Granty is now tracking Alhan at the moment, and it's a lovely stuff indeed. Then we've also got Fireshot, who's oh goodness me, his Tango is also having some issues where he's very slow there coming out of turn one there, and that's why he's left the session there. Tango is there, and that is a shame. And we're down to 14 cars at the moment there, with Mumford and Tango officially out of this race at the moment then, and that is not good at all, is it? And yeah, Clarky, Clarky there can't believe that then, as he was storming through that. Him and Murphy went wheel to wheel out to turn 18. Now, unfortunately, none of the drivers there survived to tell the tale in this race, unfortunately, but which is such a shame, isn't it? On board then as well then, as you can see then, look at this, he's got 4 tenths a second, and there is DRS, and it is now open, isn't he? And can he, is he gaining on Emerson? He is at the moment, but Emerson is currently at the moment there, just got his whisker in front then, but now Jonathan is also all over the back as well. This might be a race about being clean as well. Emerson has no penalties at the moment. We could tell that because on the left hand side tower we got some black and white flags there. Of course, that is usually worn in traditional Formula 1 terms. Tonight though, it's about penalties, and Jonathan there looks like he is now starting to get the bit between his teeth as well. Granty is also in the conversation there. Good stuff indeed then. And as just watching Jonathan as Granty's got has it? And where is it? Look at this, it's a Ghost on the outside, Granty's on the inside here, and now Ghost is on the soft tires, and look at this, and Ghost is through. He has passed Granty down in 2 and 6 position as well on those hard tires. As they look at this, wheel to wheel going into turn 1 there. Is Granty going to leave a nose cone in? He is leaving a nose cone in, but Ghost there is not giving up. They fight, and Ghost takes 5th position. Oh, absolutely stellar stuff indeed there. Granty is all over the back of his well. He's got to make sure that the car doesn't spin there, because he's now in the dirty air. Farfin Granty once again. Oh, it's in front. Look at this, and it's now Farfin's past Granty as well, but Granty has gone back through. Remember, these two have had a ding dong over the past couple of races, and Milan is set the fast up in the race as well. It's all go here in America, and Farfin is now where's he? Oh goodness me, they're almost merged into a Williams Ferrari here as they come down into the braking zone. Oh, now the left-hander I think it is, and now he accelerates away there, and look at this, is now Farf. Granted, I think it's on the back foot there. He's on the soft, he's on the hard tires, but also I think that Ghost getting past him as well has put him very much on the back foot as well. Farf is going to be braking much seriously, but Granted at the moment there, just staying in front at the moment. Good stuff indeed then. This is a great ball as well, but Granted they're kind of cross there. Of course, they're taking his racing line as well, and so Farf is going to go up and under. Oh, goodness me, and Jonathan's now right all over the back there of Indian Jesus as well. This is great battling away. Look at these queue of cars there. Emerson's still leading these queue of cars, but it's a bit bunched up for Emerson's like at the moment. If he wants to come into the pits there, which he'll need to come in the pits there, he's the only man not to pit so far, if I'm very much right there, which I really am. I think anyway. Ooh. You can see, look at this, and I'm loving this. I've got to say, it's like a traffic jam on Monday morning. I don't love that, but I definitely love a bit of jam as well. And look at that, there is the race leader going into turn 1, as we can see from Farf's nose cone as well. Granty, look at that, we can see the under tray there, that Williams, that beautiful stuff neat, but I feel it's a bit personal though, isn't it, to me, looking at Granty's under tray. As we're coming through the S's as well, and look at this, Farf is going to be all over Granty like a bad rash, and now we've got Caesar also involved as well, as Kingdom then, who has scored more since the return to ALR Gold. He has been really good, hasn't he? So scored in his first 2 races for Ferrari. He's been brilliant. He's currently in 12th position at the moment. And look at this, Diego's up to 15th position there. Granty has now dropped down into a 7th position there. Is he going to have a go the inside? He's having a look. Then Farf has got wide. Then this is great battling, isn't it? And I think Farf now might have the high ground. He does indeed. Granty though back on board. Then I think the Caesar there is also looking interested as well. Look at this, and this is very much slipstreaming territory. So Granty back up the inside. Farf and Granty are having a great battle, isn't it? Look at this. Now Farf is going to stay, hanging on the outside. He's now on the inside. This is amazing racing. Oh, splendid, absolutely splendid, top notch, grade A. And Granty's back on the inside as well again. Then are they going to touch? No, they're not. Brilliant racing. Oh, that is absolutely skill of the absolute utmost there. That is brilliant. Oh, amazing stuff indeed then. And now then Farf is up into 6th position then. And now then Granty dropping down to 7th position. I wonder if can Granty get all the way to the end on those hard tyres? That I got to say, he did say he pitted quite early on this race, didn't he? So now then Caesar is the next man that Granty's got repelled, but I think that Granty might have to go in the pits because at the moment he doesn't seem to be too quick at this stage of proceedings, does he? On board then with Jonathan, and he is in a third position at the moment, isn't he, as well? Good stuff, Ben. And that's just a lovely shot here from the helicams. I was just watching Jonathan. There's Alhan as he is Service Mushrooms driver of the season, and I've got to say, he's definitely in the conversation for driver of the season as well. And look at Ghost there. Ghost is also in the conversation as well for this race. Look at those top 5 cars, and there's Farf. There's a red car in 6th position as well. I absolutely love it. Look at this, and 4 tenths of a second between Indian Jesus and Emerson. Then we got Jonathan 6 tenths of a second back as well. It is so close, isn't it? Look at these, they're all within a second, apart from Farshot, who's a second behind Mr. Elite. That is down to 10th position there. Not anymore. It's now Farshot and equals from first to 11th. All under a second as well, but Indian Jesus is going for the race lead. He's on the outside. Caesar and Granty are also battling away. Oh, it's Emerson there showing the rear wheel there to Indian Jesus as well. Caesar has got past Granty as Granty is starting to topple down the order as well as they unfortunately there for the double world champion. And Jonathan having a look on the inside at the moment. Where is Emerson? I think that I've been reading a bit of comments there about Emerson maybe going on to the soft tires then. And is that Indian Jesus has gone wide then? He's going to lose a bit of momentum there, isn't he? Of course, this is where Clark and Murphy had a bit of a violent shunt there. Did they look at the soft shot Ghost there and Farfair? Oh goodness me, then this is great stuff, isn't it? Now they're coming over the line once again. Lap 17 in this race. They're back on board with the British Italian driver as we come up the hill once again then. And at the moment Indian Jesus said it's still Vindora range, but he's just too slow at the moment there, isn't he? Just too slow at the moment, isn't he, to just overtake Emerson on board with Jonathan as well. Lovely over the shoulder shot as well. I gotta say, who's going to win this race? I have absolutely no earthly idea. That Milan is out of the race. He's coming to the pits to retire, hasn't he? And look at this, that is Alhan, and it's his teammate behind him. And look who's behind his teammate as well. It's Farf as well, who's also joined the party. And we got Caesar and Grant there. Milan out of the race. He's left for session. He's had a nightmare event here tonight, hasn't he? Had problems in qualifying now tonight in the race as well. They dropped right down to the back. Then we are down to. We're down to 14 cars, I think, in this race then. maybe 13 actually. So now then is we got Gota. Look at the far right in the background. Right, you can almost see them. You can almost draw that on that Ferrari nose cone. Oh, that's Jonathan who's gone wide then. And now then is look at this. That is slamming the door shut. Look at the background. That's Mr. Elite and fire shot. Then he's gone on the outside. Yellow flag then as one of the I think it's Milan there. Who's just his car has come to rest at the S as well then. Oh gosh, goodness me then. And Emerson's now got half a second lead then, so he's got a bit of breathing space now as the cars behind him are starting to really fight it out amongst themselves, isn't it? So Emerson, look at that, it's Ghost is having a look. Ghost is having a look. Oh my word there, as the two Mercedes then are really giving a good old battle as well, isn't they? Alhan is now dropped back to 0.6 of a second as well as they come up the hill once again. 10 laps to go to the end of the race, and I'm loving this. This is absolutely splendid stuff, isn't it? And Emerson there, I gotta say, at this moment, Fire Shot's got past Grant as well. Granty dropping down into 9th position then in the Williams as well then. So Granty is now almost out of the points, isn't he? Granty is at this stage of proceedings then. Look at these cars. That's a Ferrari. That's a Ferrari for far. Oh, it's having a look as well. Look at this. Oh my word, that this is great. Look at these cars and they're all over each other. This is splendid stuff, isn't it? One of the most exciting races of the season for me then. This is fantastic stuff indeed. Jonathan's gonna have a look. Jonathan's gonna have a look, is he? Not quite then. As I thought that Jonathan's gonna shape up then. Emerson there is really strengthening. Those medium tires are really being stretched to the limit and beyond then as well. Now Indian Jesus is all over the back of him, isn't he? As he is less than 2/10 second away. Look at this, he's homing in now. And he's got to go on the outside. There's Jonathan going to have a look on the inside as well. And look at this. Look at this, Indian Jesus has gone off Fennis. Emerson, this is brilliant defending there. Absolutely splendid stuff there from the championship leader. Emerson is not weaving all over the place as well. Good stuff indeed there. As we are going into turn 17 as well. I'm just looking at the side tower now because it's so close. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? And there they come now, and they're popping over the crest of the hill once again. Then as India G's got another penalty. I think penalties is going to be quite crucial in this race, isn't it? Look, Farfus also got a penalty as well, and there's a McLaren and Fireshot. I'm going to look on the inside of C's as well. I think Fireshot might be on its just take a look as well as. I've got pit stop action and Emerson's in the pits and so he is in the pits. I got so confused there. Emerson coming in the pits and changing on to those soft tires to the end of the race then. Let's see where he could go out there as well. Granty also in the pits on the soft tires and Caesar is now dropped down so much because Fireshot I think is on the it's probably on the best race tire now to the end of the race if I'm not very much mistaken there. Far probably needs to get by Ghost as quick as possible now, doesn't he? But he's run wide and then Fireshot is going to be up the inside there. So Emerson is out of the pits, 11 seconds behind Kingdom. Granty is 3 seconds behind Emerson there as well, and Farshot's got another penalty to add to his list then as well. Injured Jesus now. No, look at this, and his Farfar going up the rear wing there of Ghost there as well. Goodness me, that Farfar's trying to go through Ghost then. Good stuff indeed there. Injured Jesus leads and he's now trying to stretch his lead then as much as possible. He's got a lot of penalties to his name, hasn't he? Emerson there's got a lot of work to do as well, but it's so close, isn't it? So Emerson is going to definitely be on a hot streak now as he's out of the points then. Lap 19, remember that lap, just to remember where Emerson and Granty was at the end of lap 19 then. And now then is India G says 5 10 seconds, he can't get away from Jonathan, can he? Alhan is currently in the box seat, so isn't he? He hasn't got no penalty at all, hasn't the Mercedes driver? Oh goodness me then. And well, that is looking very good for Alhan as well. Remember Emerson and Granty don't have penalties either, do they? So they also could be jumping up this field as well then, so they just need to keep it clean. That's going to be that's been the name of the game tonight, hasn't it? It's been keeping it clean. Jonathan's got no penalty as well to add to his name there. And into the pits there comes the short runners out of Ghost and Farf, and Farf is pushing him in the pits, and oh, did Farf break his nose cone there? I think he might have done. Alhan is that's far shot. Then Alhan now is in third position. He's technically leading this race though. Far shot in full position. Just take a look. Then is that they're coming out of the pits now. Then is that Far has no, he hasn't damaged the wing. Then Emerson is now up into ninth position. Then Ghost and Far out of the pits. Well, Granty, look at the undercut as we heard in the comments there. It's so powerful. Granty and Emerson already passed Ghost and Far. They're coming out of the pits as well. Good stuff indeed. Then Indian Jesus is leading, and this is great for Haas, isn't it? Of course, they would love to win their home Grand Prix here tonight. then. But of course, I think it's ALR who has the high ground. Well, does the Emerson is now 7 seconds behind at King Zone there, and goodness me, and now Emerson and Grant are back in the points, and they're going to be storming up to this back of this incredible battle as well, aren't they? And look at this, Jonathan there, just it's always close there, isn't he? But no cigar coming down the back straight. Oh, is he? He's having a look there. He's going up the inside. Jonathan's going up the inside. Look at that. That's a lunge. And Jonathan is gone up the outside as well. But he stands the high ground. No, he doesn't, because Injured Jesus on the inside there. And Injured Jesus survives. But Jonathan will have the inside into turn number 18. And he does. And Jonathan is through, passes Injured Jesus, and moves up into the lead of this race then. And now that is quite a interesting dynamic now. Has he got the pace then to stretch his lead then? As I feel that Injured Jesus, when he was out in front there, didn't have the pace there, did he? But we'll find out then. It's very difficult to get off the DRS range, isn't it, around here? Oh, brilliant stuff indeed then. As out of turn number 20 as well, and coming across the line once again then, as Jonathan leads and Injured Jesus second, and ALR is still in there like swimwear in third position as well. Farshot in a very strong fourth position there on medium tires. Remember, Farshot is Emerson has set the fast on the race as well. He is less than 4 seconds behind Kingstown within 2 laps. My word, that started at 10 seconds there. That is incredible pace from Emerson as well. And so Emerson, can he win this race from there on in? It's going to be amazing, isn't it? Remember, those soft tires will start to fall off, will start to degrade as well then. Oh, this is going to get very interesting indeed then as well. Serious Rush saying, I hope ALR's win then. As Drop Fast just said, it's on his birthday weekend as well then. So yes, happy birthday ALR, and let's see if he can win a Grand Prix on his birthday. Wow, that would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? Well, at the moment he is technically winning this race because he hasn't got any penalties, has he? The two in front, I think, have got at least 6 seconds worth of penalties, hasn't he? The only two who haven't got penalties behind him is actually Emerson and Granty, and they are they're not too far back, because you can see in the background there is a Renault. That's Mr. Elite, but behind Mr. Elite is Equals and Kingzo, and then Force, then 2 seconds beyond that is Emerson and Granty. Oh, goodness me. Look at this as well. And so Jonathan there is still 5-10 seconds. They just can't seem to break away from each other at the moment, can they? Looking further down the field then. Farf has got past Ghost, then Ghost is on the medium tires then. So Farf is on the soft tires now to the end as well. So he's also going to be dragged along there by Granty and Emerson as well then. So Ghost down in 12th position, and Diego in 13th then, as at the moment then. So Mumford and Tango out of the race along with Milan, Clarkey, Murphy, and FIFA Beef. We've had 2 major incidents tonight, haven't we? But Clarkey and Murphy is the biggest shunts of the day, isn't they? And now Equals has got past Mr. Elite, and Mr. Elite is in the pits as well then. So Mr. Elite in the pits, and look at this as Emerson are on board the nose cone then as well. And look at this, and here is his first target, and it is Kingston then within the matter of a couple laps. So with 6 laps to go then. Farfis also back into the top 10 as well. He's going to go on the outside of Kingston then. Kingston there, of course, and he's a very difficult man to overtake there. And look at this, and as we're on board of Emerson there, he is just following him at the moment, because Grant there he is. He's only 3.5 seconds back as well. And there is Equals, and of course doing a good job. Equals is in 6th position at Kingston as well. But I feel that it's going to be maybe too much of a tough task, and to keep the very freshly shot soft runners behind him. Now then is Emerson is going to have a look there. No, I think he's going to keep it nice and simple and go overtake on the back straight. Oh, there's a Kingston there, and got a bit squirrely there as well. And now then, so up into 7th position. Oh, but look at this, Kingston has come back out of Emerson there. Where is he? Oh, there he is. I don't know where they are. And oh, goodness me, and now Kingston is going to have a lunge into turn. Oh, my goodness me. And Emerson is through then, and he is now in 7th position as well. 1 second back, 1 second in front is Equals. Then there's a gap of 5 seconds now between the top 5, and here they are. Then look at these cars then. And Emerson technically doesn't have to overtake him. He could finish second still. Because of course everyone in front of him does have penalties at the moment. Injured Jesus, I think that's his 3rd or 4th penalty now, and good to speed then. But ALR of course has still got no penalties, and now at the moment there is what is winning the race. We've got a couple of lapped cars, but those cars are out of the race, and so they would just ghost out the way. I think that McLaren are looking very strong in 1st and 4th position. Lovely stuff indeed. That Emerson's got past Equals, and it's Equals there has dropped back then. Of course, say that was a 2nd, wasn't it? Goodness me. And Grant, he is now just less than a 2nd behind Kingdom as well. then. So 6 seconds the gap is in between Emerson and Caesar, and he's now going to be lined up to the back of this as well. This is going to get very interesting. I have no idea where they're going to finish in this race. This is going to be a great end to the United States Grand Prix, but Jonathan is in the race, but it's still Alhan there, dude, has got the high ground, hasn't he? He is technically leading this race still, isn't he? And that's what I love about the penalty system, is that it tells us what is going on then. Good stuff indeed then. Just take a look back down then, and now here comes Grant as well, and he is now all over the back of Kingzone then, as oh, goodness me, and look at this, how close to the back of how close to the back of that Ferrari is at the moment. Kingzone potentially could be, oh, look at this, and now it's Mr. Lee is past Ghost there, and he has moved up into 11th position as well, and then look at this, as now we've got Granty getting past Kingzone as well, Kingzone dropping down into 9th position there, and Kingzone's teammate Farf is also in the rear mirror as well. Emerson is now 5 seconds away then from this battling a five-sum here, isn't it? I don't know what that, I don't know what is it when I think it's just 5-7, that'll do, won't it? Right, is Alhan there, is oh goodness me, getting very close to the getting close to track limits there, but look at this, as a Mr. Elite and Ghost there, I'm not giving up that. I thought that might be a done and dusted maneuver there, but look at this, as a Ghost there is on the inside there, he gets back past Mr. Elite and going into turn number 18 as well, but Ghost there, look at this the understeer on that Mercedes and Mr. Elite there, oh goodness me, they're going on the outside there, and great stuff indeed then. Granty has got past E-Cross as well, moved up into 7th position there, and look at this, and now Mr. Elite is up into 11th position as well. Can he get some points with 5 laps to go in this race then? I don't think not if Ghost can help it, because I feel that Ghost feels that this could be some points coming to the Mercedes way. He's out of line on the inside then, oh wow, and Ghost there, all or nothing on his home race there, and oh goodness me, and it's getting very frightening for up there, isn't it, between Ghost and Mr. Elite, isn't it? Goodness me. And of course, that could potentially be a battle for the final points paying position as well. Emerson is now a lap in Tango as well in 3 second penalty in for Farf as well. Look at this, there's Caesar in the background there, and Farshot is dropping back slightly. He's now almost second there. He's 2/10 seconds away from being a second. Now look at Caesar, he's gone up the inside, and there he is. Oh my goodness me! Oh, and Caesar forces Farshot wide, but Farshot has got a momentum. He gets back past. I wonder if Caesar there just eased off the throttle slightly there, but good stuff indeed there for Caesar. Oh, it's a far shot there, and far shot is letting back pass there anyway. So yeah, very maybe very gentlemanly there, but because of that, they've lost almost 8/10 of a second there to the car in front, and that could be quite a that's going to be quite an important part of this race. On board of Emerson now, the pole sitter, the man who is currently 6th at the moment, with just 4 laps to go in this United States Grand Prix. And he's really, the strategy is up to the work to perfection, hasn't it, so far for Emerson? But he's got a bit of overtaking to do, hasn't he? Technically, if Alhan had a penalty, he wouldn't have to need to overtake, really, would he? Because with the time penalties of 3 seconds, he wouldn't not need to any overtake. But I think, technically, strictly speaking, I think that Emerson would be second on the race course at the moment. Then and they're just on board now as well with Emerson there. So Mr. Lee and Farf are also tearing up the tarmac as well at this stage of the race. Alhan there's done 15 laps on these hard tires. Emerson though is within touch and distance, and I think that this is going to get very interesting indeed. How quickly can Emerson get through then? I think that with 14 lap old tires on the far shot, 15 lap old tires for the top 4, then Emerson might just be able to breeze past these guys then, but catching is one thing, passing is quite another. And there, of course, it's the great Murray Walker, he says, well, on board then, as a fire shot is, India Jesus dropped down the order then, with Alhan is now moved up into 2nd position there. I wonder if Alhan has kept his tires more within the window perhaps then, so this might also come to fruition as well. Alhan is currently out of the DRS zone of Jonathan. That might help Jonathan here in this race as well. 4 laps to go. There's this race, that is it's Emerson who's now going on the outside. Now go back to the inside. Oh, getting a bit too heavy-handed or heavy-footed on that acceleration pedal as well. As he's just following around then, is it Kingdom and Farfad, the 2 battling Ferraris then are getting very close, aren't they, as well? And I think Farfad on there, I think he probably wished he caught him there at the back straight as well, but unfortunately that's not the case. Equals has also dropped to quite the way off the pace as well, and that's why we've got a 3-car battle. Here they are as well. We're looking at them because we need to take a look at Emerson there. There's a far shot defending there. This is for permission, position there, not permission there, and he's running it wide as well. Oh, far shot. Oh my my goodness me! And it's getting very frosty there, isn't it? Oh my word there. And gosh, that was getting very fruitful indeed, was it? Farfus got past his teammate Kingdom as well. He's over 2-9 position there. Brilliant stuff indeed there from the Ferrari drivers on it. As Kingdom there is in a 10th position there. He can now kind of get past Equal as well. Emerson there, and they're starting to spread out, so yeah, Kingston's got a penalty there as well. That might help Mr. Elite then. Granty is now less than 2 seconds, but then kind of Granty there with this race there. It's an unusual strategy, hasn't it, because of the safety car. There is Granty in the background, and I think that Emerson would like to get past Farshot as quickly as possible there. Farshot, I don't think he's got an answer for him this time around. Emerson is up into 5th position and passes Farshot, and away he goes then. Alhan is now less than half a second away then. Alhan, and Farf is also past Equals as well, and moved up into 8th position then. Good performance there from Farf, good performance from Grant, good performance from Emerson. Absolutely spectacular performance there from Alhan. Really good stuff indeed there. We're on lap 26, out of 28. We've got to have another first time winner this season. My word! Absolutely spectacular stuff indeed, and this is going to be good. As back on board then as well. Jonathan then on lap 27, out of 28 then. There is his target set as well. Just in front of us then. Granty is now less than a second behind Farshot. Emerson then hasn't got DRS just at the moment, but look how much better he is on traction. 27 out of 28. This is a fantastic end to ALR United States Grand Prix. Really good stuff indeed there. Jonathan, Alhan, Indian Jesus, Caesar, Emerson. Brilliant. That's the battle for the top 5 here tonight then. Granty is now less than a second behind as well, as I think if he gets in DRS, which he is, then it might be dropped down the back straight, but Farshot is quite a quick customer, isn't he? Down there, Kingdom is also quicker than Equals. Well, Equals had a great drive today, hasn't he? He's gone on the radar a bit, similar to Alhan as well, but there's Granty's got a 3-second penalty. That's his first penalty of the race as well then. So that might have been the understeer on the Williams driver there, but Granty is showing some good performance here tonight, isn't he? Once again, then good some detail for Granty. But look at this now, it's Emerson. Look at the DRS there. It's kind of equal out here, hasn't it? But you can see that Caesar is actually gaining on Indian Jesus in front of us. Is he going to have a lunch? Not quite. And with Granty, it's got past the McLaren driver of Farshot, and Granty is now with the 6th position. But he does have a penalty, doesn't he? And that might cost him a few positions up in front. That might cost him a podium here. And look at this, and it's Emerson there. So he's now, oh, goodness me! And look at this, Caesar's going on the inside there. The inside of Indian Jesus, but now that has allowed Emerson to go on the outside of Caesar. He has gone on the outside, and he's over the 4th position there. And good stuff indeed then. That's 2 seconds to go. So Alhan is on the almost on the final lap as well. Jonathan leads, Alhan 2nd, Indian Jesus in 3rd position there. Emerson is 4th, Caesar is 5th, Granty is in 6th position. That is the top 6 as we're on the final lap of the United States Grand Prix. Oh goodness me, that's right. As look at this, and it's now Emerson's going on the outside, and it's Indian Jesus and that's the inside, then breaking, and Indian Jesus there, he's got the whole line, he's going to go for under. Emerson has taken 3rd position. This is going to go down to the line, I feel. Oh my goodness me, now he's got to 1 lap less than a lap there. He is 2 seconds back at the moment, and this is amazing stuff here, and this is it, and Jonathan is leading, Alhan is 2nd, and the man who got this go between Alhan and Emerson then. So hard tires, 18 laps hard tires for Alhan, Emerson 8 lap old soft tires there. It's almost as less than a second as we come down the back straight, and I can hardly contain myself. This is absolutely brilliant stuff indeed then. Jonathan then is of course leading this as we come down the back straight, and Emerson is still a second back. There is Alhan. Jonathan there is defending his lead. Look at this then. Is Alhan going to have a lunge then? Not quite then, as we are now into the final. Look at this then. We're a couple of quarters from home now, aren't we? And here it is. Look at these Kiowa cars. There's Granty as well, and I think that that 3-second penalty might cost Granty a podium. We'll find out in just a jiffy as well then. Oh, this has been amazing. Electric. 13 cars are left in this race as well then. Who is going to lead? Who's going to win the United States Grand Prix? So we're coming into the final couple of turns now, and Jonathan is leading the way then. Alhan has got no time penalties, nor is Emerson either. This is the last corner, and Jonathan is going to come through first, but I think it's going to be Alhan who wins the United States Grand Prix. Alhan wins his first Grand Prix. Oh, mega stuff. stuff. Absolutely mega. Alhan is the winner of the United States Grand Prix. Emerson, second position. Brilliant drive from Emerson. We've got Mr. Elite in the war in the final quarter. Grant in third. Caesar in fourth. Jonathan fifth. Indian Jesus off the blocks in sixth position there. Fireshot seventh. Kingdom in a great eighth. Equals in ninth. Ghost is in 10th position. Farfus outside the points. And Mr. Elite there has got damage as well. And Diego in 13th position. Alhan is going to be on top of the world. What a performance there from Alhan. He is the winner of the United States Grand Prix. What a performance for Alhan. It was all about keeping it clean today. And he done just that. Absolutely fantastic stuff there from Alhan. Really well done. Oh my goodness me, that was absolutely brilliant stuff indeed then. What a deserved race. Well, Alhan, of course, we were just talking about in qualifying about him being the driver of the season. Well, I think he might have cemented that as well. Of course, he had one race win, didn't he, in silver last season at Abu Dhabi, and today he has got his first Grand Prix win in gold as well. And of course, he is going to be absolutely over the moon as well. Happy birthday, Alhan, the driver of the season as well. And there is Alhan, and of course, I think driver of the day was actually Caesar, wasn't it? He came from, I think he came from 19th on the grid, didn't he? Brilliant stuff today, now. Absolutely splendid stuff. But Alhan, another new race winner to this season. Now, of course, we've had Total Peas, we've had Clarkey, we've had Caesar, and now we've had Alhan as well. Four of the rookie drivers there have been on top step of the podium this season. Absolutely splendid stuff indeed then. I can't wait to get a word of him as well there. But before we do, we're going to be taking a look at the final classification then from the United States Grand Prix here in Circuit of the Americas then. Alhan, his first Grand Prix win there. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Absolutely hats off to him. Second position, Emerson. Also got driver today as well. Brilliant strategy there for Emerson, and absolutely charging victory. Less than a second behind there. Granty in third position as well. Similar strategy to Emerson now. Of course, he was right at the back of the field after damaging, getting back out of the third position. Beautiful stuff indeed then. Caesar driver today from 19th to 4th. Splendid. Jonathan, who was leading or second for most of this race, finished fifth in the end. And then Indian Jesus gets off the mark there. His first points of the season there for Indian Jesus. Lovely stuff indeed. Fireshot, a very competitive seventh there after being in the wilderness for the last couple of races. Kingdom in 8th position, Equals in 9th position, Ghost in his home Grand Prix in 10th, and Farf, Mr. Lee and Diego in 12th and 13th. And out of the race was Tango, Mumford, Milan, Clarkey, Murphy and FIFA, all retired from this United States Grand Prix. And I've been joined in the gantry now by two of the three drivers. I think. Hang on, let me just take a quick look there because I wasn't really paying attention. Oh, yeah, we got Alhan in here as well. Then Alhan, I gotta say, what a drive there! You absolutely nailed it on stride there. But goodness me, by only 7/10 of a second tonight. Then and you kept it clean and consistent. You're usually a driver that just keeps it clean, and today it really paid off for you. Your first Grand Prix win.
Ooh. The weight off the shoulders. No, I'm pretty sure, when I spoke to you last time, USA is going to give up a lot of penalties, so it should favour me, and it has.
It really hasn't, but it wasn't just the lack of penalties though; it was the pace as well. Because in qualifying, you were definitely up there right from the get-go, and you almost was on the front row. In the end, you got the second row of the grid then, so you definitely have pace around this circuit. It wasn't just about not getting any penalties.
Yeah, single lap pace didn't feel as good as the race in the end. My last run in Q3 would have put me third, but obviously fourth is fine. Just trying to think. Yeah, I know Coxey crossed the line first, but I was being held up a touch, but that's obviously him defending well. And he was very slippy in the straight, so I just couldn't get him.
And a little birdie told me it's your birthday weekend as well, so this is the perfect birthday gift.
Yes.
Absolutely fantastic stuff, Alhan. No problem at all then. My drive today, absolutely splendid stuff indeed. Let's come to Emerson, who finished second today then. But I got to say, the safety car's really didn't help you today, Emerson. Of course, you got your 11th podium, 9th pole position of your career. That was a great pole position, but in the race, the safety car just seemed to hinder you today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, couldn't have came out at probably a worse time, but I was really happy with pole position. I think I've improved my lap by about half a second, and obviously it was really close to Caesar, who unfortunately had a bit of a bad race. But I mean, I think I did the best I possibly could with the circumstances of the safety car. I mean, I was so torn of what to do, and the main reason I didn't want to put under that safety car is because we got caught out, and exactly what happened to Clark is what I didn't want to happen. I knew I would have been back in the pack, and it would have been hard to get through the field because everyone was on fresh tyres. So I thought I've got to do something a little bit different and try and extend the stint, whack the softs on at the end, and hope that I can get past everyone. And luckily, I didn't have any penalties or any warnings, in fact. So obviously, I would have jumped up a lot of positions anyway. But yeah, I quite enjoyed the last 10 laps though. I had a lot of overtakes, but what cost it was the battle with Fireshot. I mean, he was a little bit harder to get past than the rest of them because I think he was on mediums rather than the hards. But yeah, everyone else, I was just sailing through, getting closer and closer to Alhan. But fair play to him, GG's on his first win. I mean, he deserved it.
Brilliant stuff indeed. Well done, Emerson. Fantastic. Nailed it all. Granty, third in the end then. I got to say, when you come in the pits with a damaged front wing there, I thought that your race might have been difficult, but the safety car came out and it kind of helped you in the end. But still, that was a great performance by you and only got a penalty right at the end there. Possibly cost you second, do you think?
I feel like obviously I'd done everyone on the penalties anyway, so I had to try and get close to Caesar as possible because I didn't know who had penalties. Didn't know if Alhan had penalties, but I managed to jump into third place in the end. But yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a tough one with Tango. We were side by side, hit my wing, and then yeah, I had to go into the pits on the hards and just see what would happen out in the race. Just got to keep going. So only the second lap in, about 28, so I had to do what I could do, and yeah, podium was really good today.
Very good result indeed then, Granty. Absolutely brilliant stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been good.
Right, and that's the end for gold here tonight. And I've got to say, that was a really good race. I enjoyed that one. Oh, goodness me. Start to finish there. It was tough going, wasn't it? But of course, we've got more United States Grand Prix tomorrow with silver. And that is 7:30 UK time. We could be crowning a new champion. But I'm going to say that tongue-in-cheek then, because I keep jinxing these championship leaders. So I'm going to leave it there. See you tomorrow night, 7:30 UK time. Goodbye.